Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is, man. We back with another one of them things. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. Let me know your picks tonight so there's no misconfusion later on this evening. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports. We got another good one for you today, man. Appreciate everybody that's rocking with us, man. Number one, we're going to talk about Lonzo Ball and his return. As you can see, is live footage available right now of him rehabbing currently, getting ready for his awaited return to the Chicago Bulls. And you got my man Caruso, you got Patrick Williams. All of these guys should be returning next month. And I'm telling you, it's going to be one domino after a domino after a domino. You understand? And then I'm telling you, Lonzo Ball, expect Lonzo Ball mid to late March. It's Flight Sports. We are patiently awaiting. It's going to go down. Okay. Now, we about to get all into it. But before we do that, everybody hit that like button. If you're new, most definitely hit that subscribe button. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. I don't want to waste too much of your time. We got a star-studded panel in the building right now. We got a star-studded chat. Shout out to everybody that's rocking. So let's not waste no time. We see all the moves that just took place, right? You see the Sixers. You see everybody. Milwaukee, they even got Serge. So everybody's done something. You understand, including the Sixers, the Nets. We all know those are the big blockbusters. Miami, the pedigree is there, with Spoelstra and the whole nine, Pat Riley. Everybody's so concerned about these teams, you understand? And me personally, I think that it's kind of leveled the playing field. My personal opinion, I think they've made Brooklyn a little bit more come down to life. I think with James Harden, Kyrie, and Durant, that's kind of too much offensively. I think now it's a little more even, and everybody's so concerned about these two teams. And I'm trying to figure out at what point are we going to be concerned about the Chicago Bulls at the end of the day. I think a lot of people are misconstrued on the pieces and shit that's on the floor right now. The Bulls are fully loaded. You understand? Pause. You already know they got a star-studded team. It's ridiculous. Lonzo, Caruso, Patrick Williams, when they come back, what they're going to do for the defense is just going to pay extreme dividends. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got Zach LaVine going into the postseason. He's going to go crazy. DeRozan, he's been there, done that. All access. What's the deal? I don't want to hold out.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to all the listening audience. Excuse me?
No, I was shouting out Murgon. I didn't see the chat.
Oh. Yes. And listen, this is what it is right here, Flight. Let's cut to the chase.
Let's go.
And let's get to the thick of things. The Chicago Bulls. Hashtag run with us. C-Red Bulls Nation must understand that they got to overstand. In order for you to understand, you got to overstand. In order for you to overstand, you got to understand. And what's happening right now in the NBA landscape is phenomenal. Teams are trying to rise to the top. Teams are trying to be the cream of the crop. And the Chicago Bulls is right in the thick of things, despite the injuries for the Chicago Bulls.
Amen.
Chicago Bulls are in the thick of things in spite not making a move at the trade deadline.
Amen.
Chicago Bulls are comfortable with what they have, and what they have is a lot. So when Lonzo, Caruso, P. Will, when all of them come together and amalgamate within the Bulls structure as it is currently formed, they're going to be a force to reckon with. I'm looking at it right now. A lot of these teams going to bump heads. And it's going to be a process of elimination. And I believe the Bulls is going to withstand that process of elimination and see themselves facing a Milwaukee, facing a Philadelphia 76ers, facing a Brooklyn Nets team in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Chicago Bulls, as they are currently constructed, are ready for war. And if you don't believe it, then you just going to have to see it. Because the Chicago Bulls right now are on a 2-game winning streak.
Amen.
Don't give me what team they played. Whoever was in front of them, they beat them. Now, these young Chicago Bulls teammates, the Kobe
Amen.
Whites, the Ayo DeSumos,
Amen.
the young guys like that, those dudes are getting confidence every single day, every single game. So when the second half of the season comes, it don't matter who they interchange with. As long as DeMar and Zach and Vooch do their thing, which is a core, it don't matter what or who they interchange with. Now, if they want to win a championship, that's a different story. If they want to win a championship, then they're going to have to play like Coffee. Shout out to Coffee, wherever he is right now. They're going to have to play the way that Coffee said, getting plus 30 assists. And if they get 35 assists, you know that's a guaranteed win. Because I think they're like 10-1 when they got 35 assists in a game with Lonzo's presence.
Right.
And Caruso's presence. You don't think they will be able to hold those other teams back? And it's only because they're not fair that Chicago Bulls are winning by the skin of their teeth. But when those two comes,
Amen.
Coupled with Pat Will in healthy condition, the Bulls is going to be a monster on that parquet floor. You best believe that and write it down. You heard it here first. Light Sports TV.
Right. Well, what you got on this, Red, before we get to some numbers and some things that we could back up our claims on why people need to be more concerned about Chicago? We keep talking about Brooklyn, Sixers, things of that nature. We need to start worried about Lonzo Ball's return and what it's going to mean for this Eastern Conference. Because Ben Simmons, I got Lonzo, just point blank, period. We're going to get to that in a second, too, this Ben Simmons Lonzo talk, too. I'm ready. Got Rave, you good?
Shout out to Ball Facts.
Shout out Ball Facts.
Yo, yo, yo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The truth is in the pudding. The truth has been revealed. Dex just gave you the sandwich with the lettuce, with the cheese and tomato, with the whatever dress. I don't know. Man, I don't know what you use. Do you use honey mustard? Do you use ketchup? I don't know. I don't care. At the end of the day, baby, the truth of the matter is we got some players that is sidelined, okay? We got some names, Patrick Williams, whatever. And they're on the sideline because they either hurt, protocol, or whatever it is, okay? Lonzo Ball even had surgery, okay? As we saw in the past, that we saw some film that Lonzo Ball is doing his best to come back and return. He is working on his body as we speak, making sure that it's fully healthy and ready to go. Does this team have a huge impact in the playoffs to come? Championship? The answer is yes. Why yes? Because that's their mindset now. If you look at this team before this season, they barely would make the play-in. Okay, there was a losing franchise for a while, and in the Chicago, is not really supposed to be meant like that because we had a lot of historians, Joakim Noah, Michael Jordan. We got some greats, some Derrick Rose. We got some names that's been in Chicago Bulls. Okay, and Chicago Bulls is one of the market teams that you should definitely be a part of. So for them not winning, for them not being on top teams, top tier teams like they used to be, it's not good. And what happened was this season, a guy named AK. If you don't know his name, I'm saying his nickname because he is so deadly. You can't say his name. You have to say his nickname. AK. This guy has turned his entire team, shipped out guys like named Felicio, that's been on the damn roster for years and was trash. AK went up there and said, you know what? I smell something.
Trash.
Hold up. Listen, hold up. AK said, I smell fish. I smell dirt. I smell stench. He said, you guys gotta go. Felicio, you up out of here. Valentine. Huh, you're Valentine. Boy, you ain't breaking no hearts, boy. Get out of here. So AK said, you know what? Now that I shipped you stinking rotten tomato guys out of here, let's produce a squad. Let's give Zach LaVine some help. Let's create a roster that can work, that can win, that can do their thing. Let me get a guy named Lonzo Ball.
0-2.
Who wants to play point guard for a team? A guy that's going to play defense for us. We need some defense. We need some size at point guard. Let's get
man, they needed it all last year. Let's be real.
I'm not done. And then you said, hold up. We need another veteran. We need a little support. We need another guy that's been there, done that. Let's go get DeMar DeRozan. And then, hold up. He was not done. AK said, hold up. I need some depth. I need some grit. Let's go get Alex Caruso. Let's go get Derrick Jones Jr. Let's go get Tony Bradley. Let's go get them all. Let's go do it. Because what he did was he said, what can we do to make this team competitive? What can we do to make this team win? You motherfuckers keep trying to disrespect a top 5 team in the East, a top 10 defense, a top 10 offense, just because a couple players got hurt. And now, oh my God, the Bulls suck. You don't get that bullshit out of here. They don't suck. It's just you're hating and you're scared. Because why are you scared? Because the Bulls, it's got so good to where it allows Lonzo Ball to be in the playoffs. Oh my God, hold up, wait a minute. If Lonzo Ball got a championship, I think that would upset a lot of people. Let's see here. Who would be upset? Oh, the haters, the doubters, the naysayers. Oh my, a lot of dudes that talk a lot of mess. What if Lonzo Ball got a championship? That would really piss a lot of people off, wouldn't it? Who else? Zach LaVine, oh my God. That guy has never really won anything. That'd be crazy if he won a championship. I know that pissed off some people. DeMar DeRozan, you better hope DeMar DeRozan will win a championship. Mr. LeBron beats him. He can't get over the hump. You best believe you better not hope Chicago Bulls and DeMar DeRozan go out there and smack the Brooklyn Nets and win the damn championship. You better hope that don't happen. You better hope that don't happen because a lot of you are going to be sick to your stomach.
They could beat Brooklyn.
Sick to your stomachs. Now, to not be delusional, as you say. to not be overdoing things. Does the Bulls have to do a lot of work? Sure. What does that work consist of? Telling the guys, like, look, this is your job. Do your job correctly. Let Lonzo Ball play the point guard. Have some ball movement. Each of y'all, DeRozan DeRozan, Zach LaVine, do what you do, but you also got to play with the team, play together. Do they have to work hard on the rebounds, play some good defense? Yes, because we got a threatening Chicago Milwaukee Bucks. We have a threatening Brooklyn Nets. We have a threatening Philadelphia Sixers with that big old Joel Embiid. We got some threatening people out. We do. But when the Chicago Bulls finally decide to put some work in, they gonna come in that gate and say, ooh, 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 ooh. I said Chicago Bulls in the house. Watch them out. Woo! That's the truth. And nothing but the truth. Go ahead, Flight. My bad.
No, you good. You was cooking.
So we have this right here. The Chicago Bulls, right now, they're sitting in second place in the Eastern Conference. Most of the season, they had the first place. And, it was interchangeable with the Brooklyn, with the, the Heat, Chicago Bulls. And I think wasn't another team that had first place? Oh, the Washington Wizards. Well, we're seeing what happened with the Washington Wizards. So right now, the Heat seem to be a real formidable threat in the East right now. And we cannot dismiss the Miami Heat and their legacy of winning, their hard-nosed, junkyard dog, blue-collar work ethics, and the tactics that they display out there on the court, which is very physical and ferocious at times. They have a good inside-outside game. They can play the 1 in and 4 out to the max with the Tyler Heroes of the world, with the Duncan Robinsons of the world.
Yeah.
And they have this other guy too. I can't think of his name right away, but it'll probably come. Yeah, so they can play that 1 in 4 out with Bam Adebayo holding down the paint. Deadman, whatever he can do, that's what's left in him. And I'm quite sure he can't wait to see the Chicago Bulls again. Maybe he'll try to get his all-time high once again on the Chicago Bulls. But nevertheless, the Miami Heat is a team that you cannot forget about. Cleveland right now are kind of slowing down because of Lordy marketing. One of their 7-foot stretch is out. And, he's kind of a day-to-day situation, but, he's been ruled out. So injury bugs are starting to hit Cleveland, where most part of the year they've been pretty much healthy outside of Colin Sexton and Ricky Rubio. So Chicago Bulls, listen, in spite of all the ups and downs that's going on in that organization, the do's and the don'ts, what we like and what we dislike, they are still holding serve. And when you see that, you notice that the devil is in the details. That means that they are a steady rock. They have a sturdy foundation. And when you have that as a team, now that puts you in the category of the Milwaukee Bucks, of the Miami Heats of the world. Because the other teams in the Eastern Conference really doesn't have that sturdiness. They don't have that stability because they've been having interchangeable parts in and out all through the season, similar to the Chicago Bulls. But what set the Chicago Bulls apart from those other teams that are descending down into the playing game and even out of the playoff picture is that they maintain their top 4 slot all year. They've been maintaining that top 4 slot.
Say that one more time. People heard in the back. The back didn't hear that. Say it again.
The Chicago Bulls, despite all of its dilapidation,
amen,
has been maintaining that top 4 spot, with interchangeable parts. Zach out. He's going back to LA. He's going to get his knee checked out. He's going to see what's going on with that knee because he might not play the All-Star game. We got to see what's going on with Zach. So he's going back to LA. He's going to the doctor to go check out his knee and see what's going on. Brooke Lopez going back to LA he might be going to the same clinic, going back to LA to get his back checked out. And there was somebody else that was getting their neck checked out in LA too. I think it was from the Miami Heat. Yeah, Marcus Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Getting his neck checked out. So even though Brooke Lopez, I think is a real crucial piece with the Milwaukee Bucks and how they're structured, but Morris, I don't know if his play is going to be effective because when you have a neck injury and he's playing that to the hilt, it's hard to maneuver and look around because in basketball, your neck is one of the most used parts besides your legs and your eyes and your hands. You follow what I'm saying? So that goes on with the combination of your eyes and your head. That goes all in that combination with your neck. So that's a real crucial injury. And the same with Brooke Lopez with his back. That's crucial as well because you need your back for your balance.
Right.
Amen.
So with Zach LaVine, he has a typical injury. It is one of the top 5 injuries in basketball, dealing with the knee. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like number 3 out of 5 dealing with the knee. So when he goes back to LA to get his knee checked out, probably get it cleaned. I think that's probably what he's going to do. Get it cleaned out, scoped out or whatever, and maybe heal a couple of games. And then Zach will be back full-fledged and leading the charge with DeMar DeRozan in that 1-2 punch, that super duel that the Chicago Bulls display night in and night out on that court. So hopefully Zach LaVine with a speedy recovery, he come back and play the way that Zach LaVine knows that he can play. But like I said, with all that's going on with the Chicago Bulls and their interchangeable parts, moving players around, inserting players in, deleting players out of the starting lineup, they're still been maintaining the top 4 slot. And that is the Goldilocks zone for the Chicago Bulls.
Fine.
Maybe not so for other teams, but for the Chicago Bulls, that top 4 slot is their Goldilocks zone. And if they can maintain that and when the rest of the threshold of the Chicago Bulls defense comes back, because that's what they're missing. They're missing their defense. Javonte Green, they're missing P. Will, they're missing Alex, they're missing Zoe. So that's the core of their defense. That's what they're missing. So right now they are winning and maintaining with par and subpar defense, depending on who they play. So when that comes back, they be full throttle and the Bulls be ready to contend.
Right, I totally agree with you, man. Because, like I said, me personally, I think I know Lonzo Ball is better than Ben Simmons. Because some people may disagree, whatever, because they both bring different capabilities to the floor. James Harden is out in Philadelphia. Let's be real. Joel Embiid could collapse at any given second. Let's be real. We're sitting here getting caught up with what's going on with Philly, and we all know Joel Embiid. He's always hurt in the postseason, and he never lasts. You understand? So I'm not going to put the weight of the world on them. I'm looking at the Miami Heat, just like Dex said, just like Thunder has said, and a lot of other people have said. But like I said, the East, I think, is more wide open right now. And I'm telling you, if these dudes could catch stride, they could take these dudes out. What you think about that, Ray?
Yeah, most definitely. Chad, if you're listening, you know what I'm saying, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, you know what I'm saying, on Fight Club TV, the hottest in the streets. But no, the truth is you're correct because we've seen spurts of it. We've seen glimpses of it when we've seen the Chicago Bulls play against the Dallas Mavericks. We've seen the Chicago Bulls play against the Pacers. We've seen the Chicago Bulls play against different teams where they actually use what they have and use it to what they have their advantage. Actually used ball movement, you know what I'm saying? Actually playing defense. Javonte Green, he's not the tallest guy in the world. You got that. But he's going to go out there and try to give you what he can give you. He's going to go out there and play a little defense. He's going to get a little dirty. He's going to get you're going to hustle a little bit. Alex Caruso. Yes, Alex Caruso. We talk a lot about Lonzo Ball, but yes, Alex Caruso does do a lot, especially for Lonzo Ball. Yeah, Lonzo Ball has a sure partner that's going to go out there, do some dirty work, whether Lonzo Ball is resting and Caruso can go out there and do some dirty work, whether he's right next to him, he's going to do some dirty work. Lonzo Ball, he's going to come back. He's going to play some defense. And it's crazy what you ask him to do, because you said you asked Lonzo Ball to not do defense and just do some scoring. We've seen that. We've seen Lonzo Ball play literally not much of defense, but go high in scoring points. But then if you seen Lonzo Ball, hey man, Lonzo Ball do some defense instead of high scoring. We see that as well. So we got a lot of players that is sidelined that's going to do so much dramatical things to help this team play good. Like I said, we are not delusional in Fly Sports TV. Yes, the Chicago Bulls has a lot of work to do. We're not delusional. We definitely see the Sixers and whatever teams. And for Flight and Dex just said, you got to never put 100% in these other teams, though, at the end of the day.
No.
Because they got the Nets or the Lakers. You got a lot of older guys. These are – yes, I mean, yeah, they're elites. They're the big names for sure. They're the big names. We're not delusional, but we do know that it is a long stretch of the 82-game season. That they're going from a long season to a playoffs and to the playoffs to the championship, and that's straight through. We're not having no 5-month break. We're not having no let me sip some water. No, it's straight through. You know what I'm saying? So that means it's going to be a little bit, people are going to be fatigued. Some people are going to be banged up a little bit. So that means you never fully know who's going to win. And chat, that's what you guys are supposed to be here to let us know, because we on Fight Sport TV, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the Bulls. We're going to talk about what happened between the Atlanta Hawks and that let the Bulls come up another step. Number one seed. We're gonna get that number one seed this season. The Bulls keep playing around, they keep fluttering. The Bulls first, they're the number one seed. Now they're the number 2 and 3. Now they're number 1 again. So we'll see who fully gets that number one seed. I would like the Bulls to get that number one seed so they can get a little break. But we'll see, man, and that's the truth. That's how I feel about it.
Who you think is better, Dex? Ben Simmons or Lonzo Ball?
I'm gonna go with Lonzo for the long haul, for the duration of the careers. And the reason why I'm going with Lonzo is based on the fact that Lonzo's mind is ready to play. Ben Simmons right now is not ready to play. He's still out for personal reasons, not for injury, not for not passing the physical, for personal reasons. And a lot of times those personal reasons mean mental. That's the mental issues he has to get together, because he's been home, he's been around his family, so it's not like he needs to take off for that, because he's been there for that. So Ben Simmons right now has to get his mind prepared to engage in combat in this NBA on this parquet floor. And right now, I do not believe that Ben Simmons is in the spirit of competition for the Brooklyn Nets and where the Brooklyn Nets are sitting right now. And that is it looking like in the playing game.
Wow. I totally agree with you, man. What's your thoughts on this situation, Ray?
Ben Simmons.
Let me know in the chat. I see what the chat talking. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, and I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that the chat is not talking. Is either talking about it or not. Because Ben Simmons is a recent trade that that we haven't seen Ben Simmons in action like that. Ben Simmons does. When they got Ben Simmons, I could see why. Because I think a lot of people said Ben Simmons does help the defensive side of the ball. A guy that has no problem passing the ball. My question is, what does Ben Simmons do for you in the playoffs? Does Ben Simmons take a step for you in order on the offensive side for you to do something deep in the playoffs. Yes, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, they can do something for sure, but does Ben Simmons really does an extra step on defense? I mean offense, during the playoffs. When it comes to Ben Simmons, man, like he's very questionable. We haven't seen him play. I'm sure he's fine, and I'm sure he's probably going to go on the court and look like the same Ben Simmons we known. But at the same time, he's on a new team, new roster. I know the Brooklyn Nets got some good pieces now. They got man. I mean, they got some people in there now, so it's like I said, it's dangerous. Giannis,
Shout out Coffee.
Listen, Giannis just got Serge Ibaka. I hope y'all know that. I know that may not feel anything to y'all, but this could be a new energy for Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka gets to play on a possible championship team. Clippers. What am I like? Are you like? I'm not saying the Clippers wasn't championship, but the fact that Kawhi is not really there. You know, I know Paul George can do a little something, but you're not really telling Serge Ibaka like, okay, we're gonna make it to the championship. No. So, but if he go now that Serge Ibaka's on the Milwaukee Bucks can literally.
Nobody's talking about that move.
That's what I'm saying. Serge Ibaka, the Milwaukee Bucks can be like, look, Serge Ibaka, we can actually win a championship, and it's not like the Clippers because they're not gonna win no championship. They can't say that to him. I think this will be a whole new energy for Serge Ibaka. He'll feel the pressure about getting ready to play hard because the Milwaukee Bucks is going to get deep in that playoffs, put a dent in it, especially when you got Giannis and Drew Holiday, and you got now you got Serge Ibaka to add on to that, and Serge Ibaka can help on the defense possibly. I think Serge Ibaka can even spread the floor a little bit, hit a couple mid-range shots.
Right.
We're going to see it.
Marcus?
I'm trying to tell y'all.
How y'all doing? My mic is muted. I'm over
You
here
good?
laughing.
How you doing?
What's your thoughts on some of these topics, and then we need your take on Lonzo versus Ben Simmons.
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying like a while ago when I seen some comparisons with Ben Simmons and Lonzo. I think it was like with the pass and all that. I mean, and I thought Ben Simmons was nice, but as time went on, he never tried to get better. You know what I mean? I guess, you know, maybe he's trying to get better doing other stuff. He never tried to get no shot or nothing like that. So I just don't want to say Lonzo's better because he's one of my favorite players, but I think Lonzo is better at in some cases his court vision and passing, and versus Ben Simmons going to the basket in some cases. You know what I mean?
He might he attacks the basket more than Lonzo.
Yes. So I just don't want to blatantly be like Lonzo's better. They just
Lonzo's a better shooter.
Yes, he's a better shooter. And
playmaking ability, who you think is better?
At a playmaking, I mean, I may give the edge to Ben Simmons only because he can move and groove and get to the basket, but
that's fair.
Through transition in Lonzo's court vision and everything else, I think on that side of the ball, Lonzo could possibly be better. So, you know, I do like Ben Simmons, but
I'm gonna say Lonzo Ball because Lonzo does it in like a smaller sample size. Ben Simmons had it all, you know.
What do you mean by had it all?
Like nobody was. Where was his backup? Where was his quality backups on that team?
Where was Lonzo's quality backup?
What'd you say?
No, you said where was who backup?
Like I said, Lonzo was playing with Drew Holiday. He played with Rajon Rondo. He played with a lot of different players that was behind him. You understand?
Yeah.
And Ben Simmons didn't have none of that.
I mean, at the end of the day, like like I say, Flight, the only reason why I won't blatantly say Lonzo is because I don't want folks to be like, I'm biased. But I lean towards Lonzo because his work ethic. There's nothing that Ben Simmons does that Lonzo Ball can't do. It's just, kind of what you just said a little bit, who was behind who or whatnot. And I don't care that Lonzo Ball don't particularly drive to the basket. I'd rather him not drive to the basket and do stupid shit at the basket. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing.
No, I want Lonzo Ball to attack the basket a lot more.
I do, but I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Wow. What's good, Uncle Vine?
Uncle Vine? Okay. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, Flight? Hey, Marcus. Hey, what's going on, Marcus? Hey, Marcus. Hey, Marcus. Thank you for that. I don't think Flight really caught on to what you said. Let me help you get Flight to catch on to what he said.
What?
This is a bomb compared to him. He don't shoot it all. He ain't gonna shoot it all. How can you sit up there and come out your mouth? How can you sit up there and come out your mouth and compare Lonzo to Ben Simmons? It ain't no comparisons. Man, Lonzo is better, way better than that dude is. Matter of fact, Ben Simmons got a problem right now with his mental health. And Lonzo ain't got no problem with no mental health. Come on, Flight. Stop playing, Flight. Don't compare Lonzo to no players like that. Lonzo is a basketball player for real. Ben Simmons is a wannabe basketball player for real. Back to you, Flight. Stop scaring the peoples out there with them silly questions. Ben Simmons and Lonzo Ball. Is you crazy?
I totally agree with you, Uncle Vine. But listen, that was a recent trade, man. That's a worthy discussion. I mean, damn, the tide is turning in the East. I think the East is more wide open now. I think that Ben Simmons and Brooklyn is kind of more even now. Like I stated before when I opened the show up, James Harden, Kyrie, KD. I think that's just way too much offensively. I think now is a little bit more even. I think the East is a little bit more wide open, and I think the Bulls could just come right in. They're gonna be a threat now when they get everybody back. I'm telling you.
That's shout out to Recap Rico. But before we go any further,
okay.
Flight, you made a valid point right there about the East. You know what I'm saying? Because it's basically up for grabs. There's teams like Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Cleveland, the Bulls, the 76ers, and others, right? But we got some LaMelo Ball talk. We're going to tell you what really happened with LaMelo Ball in that little skirmish on the sideline and how LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets came back from down 30 to made it a very interesting game. And there's formidable teams that's building fortresses in the Eastern Conference, but none of those teams are really a threat to the Bulls except one team, and that one team we're going to talk about next.
Shout out to Fight Sports TV, the machine.
What? Okay.
Shout out to the panel. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Shout out to everybody that's in the listening audience. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat. If you're not a hater and you appreciate good basketball content, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification button. So when Flight Sports TV come on, you'll be notified. You'll be first in. You never know what you might get being early to the stream, what type of information you might get that enhance your financial situation. Because sometimes we do have money line talk, and we do that money line talk in the early parts of the stream so it won't interfere with our good basketball content creators who comes on the panel to expound on their basketball takes. So hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification button, follow Flight Sports TV on Instagram and any social media avenues that you can find Flight Sports TV.
That's right. What's good, Rico?
What up, Flight? What up, Dex?
What's good?
Shout out to Vern. Yo, Rave, you out there? What up, bro?
What's good, Rico?
I'm here. I've been talking. Well, I mean, I slow down. But go ahead.
Man, yo, I'm thoroughly disgusted with the Charlotte Hornets. Thoroughly, like all the way done.
What happened?
I watched the game and I'm over here watching Mason Plumlee play like he's Nikola Jokic, bro. I watched him in about a span of 5 minutes try to run point guard straight, get a rebound, run up court, look people off. I feel it. Like Dex was talking about that sideline skirmish. That's when a man is doing everything he can to win, and everybody's just working against him, bro. And like, it's sad to see. There's no reason with that much talent you should be down by 30 to a team like that. But they don't want to play through them, man. It's frustrating to watch. I do the same thing.
Rico, you said something crucial. Let's back up a little bit. You said a team like that. Are you referring to Memphis Grizzlies, the third best record in the NBA, and with a sensational player like Ja Morant and a good supporting cast around him with the Baines and the Jackson Juniors of the world? Are you speaking about that team?
Yeah, Dex. I'm not saying the Charlotte Hornets are better than them or on the same level, but 30, that's different. That's a whole different stratosphere. I think a team with LaMelo leading them, they could be competent. They could put up a good fight, but you shouldn't be down 30 like that. That's too much. And we know why he's down 30. He knows why he's down 30.
Hey, hold on.
They don't want to give him the ball. That's crazy. Like how you don't want to give your point guard the ball? Like it's frustrating.
Hey, hold up, chat. They already did a redraft. Well, Bed-Stuy and former Suns fan, don't be trying to fake out the viewers.
Why you taking this on a tangent, Ray?
No, I thought we cleaned that up. Sports Center, man. Sports Center Ben did that. They did a redraft. Why was still
Hey, can I speak on what Rico was saying?
Go ahead.
Yes, please, man. I don't know what Ray did.
Shout out to Ray, bro. I got ADHD too. Don't trip, Ray. I rock with you.
Nah, don't do that.
Wow.
I wanted to say
shout out to Ray.
Unlocked LaMelo Ball can low-key go through anybody. He can low-key beat anybody. So I think if they let LaMelo do what he do, he's gonna walk all over John Morant. But they keep fouling that man, and he's not getting his call. So he's really getting, he's getting pissed off about it. So that's what I see. I can be wrong. I don't be going to these games live, but LaMelo only gets extremely pissed off, and he go full blown ignorant when the refs don't like when it's a clear foul, and he be like, "Yo," eventually he gonna snap. That's just what it is.
That's a very good point. And Rico made valid points as well about LaMelo Ball. Seemed like he's fighting against the stream, and there's no way that Miles Bridges should only have 8 points in that type of highly contested basketball game in the early goings. And then Memphis, of course, just blew up with Ja on the bench. Ja was on the bench when Memphis started to spread that lead, man. So Miles Bridges, I mean, he got to get it together and string his talent along with LaMelo's ball talent and Terry Rozier talent. Because when they made that comeback, Miles Bridges was on the bench, and that don't sit well with me. Because Miles Bridges must be a very integral part, an important part of the Charlotte Hornets moving forward, and he has to be involved when these type of runs, begin. He can't sit up there on the bench looking like what he do, twirling his thumbs. You feel me? He has to be an integral part if he want that money. Because that's what he's playing for. He's playing for that extension. And so here you got LaMelo Ball out here giving, like Rico said, giving it his all, and then players seem like, oh, you're an all-star now, huh? See, that's what happens when you play in them little country-ass towns. That's the type of shit you face. But when you're in a big city, they want you to be that all-star. They want you to be the man because they want to have something proud to cheer about. I'm talking about the team, not the fans. I'm not talking about the Charlotte Hornet fans. because they want something to cheer about. You see, LaMelo had that crowd rocking on that comeback stream. Him and Terry Rozier. But I'm talking about players. They get comfortable in these little small ass Bama towns, and they feel like they the king of the throne when they're not. And when they was in big markets, they falter. And that's why they've been reduced to playing in small markets. You follow what I'm saying? They want to be a big fish in a small pond. But LaMelo is a big fish in a big pond. It don't matter where LaMelo play at. He's going to be a big fish. And that's what he's trying to show them. It ain't about me being an all-star now and I'm cocky now. I'm still LaMelo Ball. I'm still LaMelo the France Ball. Ain't nothing changed. It's just that I'm being recognized now. And don't you guys start to turn on me, little country-ass motherfuckers. Don't come with that Bama shit, man.
Oh, Lord.
Let's play to win. Don't play to shine.
Brother, another thing, Marcus brought up a good point too. LaMelo gets a lot of ticky-tack foul calls called on him. But if he drives the lane, man, he can't get nothing. Like, and I understand maybe that last layup where he got frustrated, that's not a hard foul. Okay, cool. But I've seen LaMelo barely do anything, and that a ref already got a whistle in his mouth. Like, come on, bro. I get it. He's a young player, but you're not treating everybody like this. And the refs, at the end of the day, is not just LaMelo Ball. It's not just the ball boys. The refs do pick and choose who they want, bro. Who they
That's
like.
That's always been in the NBA. You know
exactly.
That, right?
Yeah, okay. They always choose. So people will be like, oh, we making excuses. We not making excuses. If you watch the NBA, you know the refs pick and choose, bro. LaMelo Ball can't reach in on anybody without a ref's whistle getting blown. But if he does a layup into one person, nah, man, that's it. Every time you could get away with murder. They ain't gonna call nothing on LaMelo. It's interesting to watch.
Right, Rico. They not respecting his aggression. Normally in the NBA, you get your aggression gets awarded, and LaMelo Ball aggression is not being rewarded. And that's when. And then if he misses a shot, then you got Borrego over there looking crazy, looking all in the sky like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So damn, he's fighting against the stream. He is fighting against the stream. You follow what I'm saying? It's like swimming in Niagara Falls trying to get to the top.
Hey Dex, I want to you kind of said some stuff that I wanted to say real quick. Like I just feel like LaMelo is smart enough a player to, if he wanted to try to bait somebody into fouling him, he can, and I feel like he do. And then when there's obvious fouls, and eventually if he ain't getting them calls, bro, he gonna get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if it take that to get his point across, so be it. It is what
that's right.
Is.
Get that tech. You're right.
You're gonna have to give that man his respect, because LaMelo at the rim is ridiculous. I feel like this man has kind of perfected kind of having his way with you at the rim, if he can kind of do it, you know what I'm saying? So like if he kind of want to bait you into something and he's getting like smacked every time he go up, and he looking at the ref as the ref looking at him, bro, I say do what he do. You know, if it's
right, you gotta have a fine balance though, Marcus. You can't be a crybaby, because they don't like that either. You know what I'm saying?
Melo's not a crybaby. I feel like he's not one that pouts on the court. He go out there and bring positive energy. He, just with his aura, just how he is, his whole vibe. But at the same time, bro, how much am I gonna allow you to beat me down without me saying something? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if he gets hurt, then this conversation is different. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't even want to think about that. I would rather him take a tech to let people know, like, yo, I'm sick of this shit.
Borrego supposed to get that tech, not so much LaMelo. You understand? Because you have to fight for your superstar.
Fact.
If you're going to be a decent coach in the NBA and players going to respect you, they have to see you fight for them. It's rare that James Borrego get a tech unless you hit Gordon Hayward. Now he's pissed. You can beat up Terry, you can beat up Miles Bridges, you can beat up PJ Washington, but you bet not touch Cody Zeller and you bet not touch Gordon Hayward. I'm pissed. We seen it all last year. You can slap Bismack Biyombo upside his head, put another hole in his ass, and Borrego just keep his hands folded. Come on, guys, play ball. But you touch his golden boy, Gordon Hayward. He's running out there, and the ref damn near put the ref in the chokehold. If nobody don't see that, they're blind. And here you got the chosen one, LaMelo Ball, on your team.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
But he's rookie of the year.
All kind of accolades.
In another country too. Like they don't like to talk about that, bro.
Dan Borrego supposed to be out there throwing tomatoes, apples, everything at the refs when they treat his superstar that way.
Hey Dex, bro.
That's Charlotte Hornets superstar. And then hold on one second, Marcus. Hold on one second.
All right, go ahead.
That's Charlotte Hornets superstar, right? Now, when LaMelo goes and have time come in and he gets into the ref's face to save his player because the coach is not out there playing. So I take that hit for my superstar. He was nowhere to be found. Book Night had to get in between there. Even though Book Night might have been closer to the situation, your superstar is engaged in something, you run your ass over there and find out what the hell is going on. Ref, talk to me. Don't talk to him. Talk to me, ref. Talk to me. Stop looking at my player. Talk to me. That's how you're supposed to get at it as a coach to save your player's hiding. Melo had 5 fouls. He was out there playing with 5 fouls, and he did not relent. He did not give up on his aggression. He played aggressive. He kept charging at the Memphis Grizzlies defense to Memphis damn near caved in until the ref saves them. We know what we saw. They got that thing all the way down to 3, I think. And then here comes a whistle. But when LaMelo goes, he don't get a whistle. So now he wants to confront the refs like, hey, man, what happened to equity? What happened to fair and balance? Book Night comes in, try to save LaMelo from getting that tech. And LaMelo don't want to hear that because it got to the point where it's boiling over. Now he gets to the sideline on the dead ball play, and then his teammates trying to carouse him. No, leave me alone. Let me go through my cycles of emotion. I got this. Let me be.
I agree.
You should be out there furious too. Don't hold me back. Get your ass out there and play like me and Terry Rozier is playing. And Montrezl Harrell. See, Montrezl Harrell bringing that monster out of LaMelo the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
Get him, young man. Because Montrezl Harrell know LeVar. They know each other. They talk. I'm telling you something I know. Get him, young man. I'm here. I got your back. Fuck this. That's what Montrezl Harrell do. He'll put a key in your back and make you score 60 points while he grabbing all rebounds.
I like Montrezl Harrell joining that team.
I pass the mic.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's the difference between good veteran help. Yeah, that's the difference between good veteran help and bad veteran help. They got what's the name? They got that what's the name, dude? They just got that center. Charlotte just got that center. He ain't doing nothing. He want to play point guard. Now he want to play point guard. Montrezl Harrell there, he gonna do the job right, and he gonna let the other veterans know and the other players know that they got to do the job right too. That's what it means by having good veteran help. Show by example, not by talking, but by example. There you go. Back to you, Dex. Like,
I have a question for y'all then, because time is ticking to where it's coming up. How far do y'all so far? If you were to go right now, how far do you see those going in that playoffs? How far do you see the Hornets going in that playoffs? Predictions.
I'm standing by my pick, Rave. I don't see the Charlotte Hornets making the playoffs. I said at the beginning of the season, I'm going to stand by. I'm not going to flip-flop now.
Man, Charlotte go make the playoffs.
I'm still trying to reply to Dex.
They'll make it.
You said what?
The reason why I said they're going to make it.
That's like Marcus, right? Go ahead, Marcus.
Reason why I think
shout out to Sky. Shout out to Coffee.
All right.
Shout out to Josh Jackson.
Shout out to Carl.
Yeah, y'all be switching the subject too quick. I wanted to reply to Dex because I feel like everything he said about like just the Borrego situation, just everything he said about that. That's all facts. But if I can go ahead and see LaMelo just fully just tap into some shit just through him being, his aggression and focusing that on the court, I want to see that. I want to see him go crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of all I really wanted to say. So, if we can somehow get that side of LaMelo to see that, what I mean, it'll be dope. So
I can agree with that, but I don't want to say it's old school, but that's more like the older generations of coaches. Or just from me and my memory, that's what they do. The old generations of coaches, they'll run out at a ref, they'll get themselves ejected, they'll do all of that for their star players. Nowadays, you got these coaches over here trying to do a mental math and shit, trying to see if they're gonna use a challenge because they might need a timeout in order to extra crap, bro. And no, it's not about that. At the end of the day, you need to raise the morale of your team, because that's what wins games. You need to establish your rhythm and keep your players in that rhythm all game long. But if you letting these refs and mess with them, then you got this other team, they're playing great, so you already at like losing. You got to do something. You have to do something. You can't just be on the sideline with a clipboard drawing up all these plays, bro. Like, no, you have to get into your players' brains somehow. All of that X's and O's, it only works so much.
Exactly, Rico. Now, Flight, if you was in that situation, Flight, say for instance you James Borrego, and you seeing your star player out there not get any calls, when do you speak up, Flight?
Man, I mean, immediately. Don't let it linger.
I feel like that's all true. And at the end of the day, if ain't nobody gonna speak up for him, if the coach ain't gonna do it, you just got to do it yourself. You know what I mean? And I get it. But me, you only can have enough so much patience. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't even think that far ahead about the coach. You know what I mean? Because I've been seeing it for a while. So he probably just tired of it. Bro.
Now you know what? Sorry, Ray. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
I was getting ready to say something real crucial right now. No, James Borrego knows that his days are numbered. LaMelo Ball is an all-star, his second year. Rookie of the year, his first year. What else accomplishment he had? He had a 66-year-old record that he set before the All-Star break in his rookie campaign, where he led his whole draft class in all major statistical categories. Hadn't been done since 66 years. Yeah. Okay, now what's another accolade he got? He got one from ESPN. He got one from the SB as the Breakthrough Athlete of the Year. When does it stop? When are they going to stop playing these doofus games with this kid? Because LaMelo Ball represents a time that has come. And you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Listen, we're not just saying it because it's LaMelo Ball. We're saying it because that spirit that is housed from LeVar to Lonzo to with LeVar through Tina, through Lonzo, through LiAngelo, and to LaMelo represent a time that has come. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it. They just happen to be the shell of it to receive that energy, that frequency. That's all it is. And you have to recognize it. Oh, here we go. What's his name? Oh, his name is LeVar. Oh, okay. That's who's doing this right now. That's who's part of this thing that's going on. He the one that's leading the players into getting into a different type of mindset. Cool. Now look, LaMelo named an all-star in place of Kevin Durant, right?
But even before that, he almost got fully snubbed. You know
Listen to this, though, Ray. Listen to this one. Listen to this caveat. James Borrego is not LaMelo's coach. He's not. That's Michael Jordan's coach. If it was up to Miss Kupchak right now, they would have had a coaching change. There would have been a brand new coach for the Charlotte Hornets this year. There's no way that you can go and sit down with LaMelo Ball's family and congratulate them on LaMelo's accomplishment, well, so many accomplishments in the time that he's been a Charlotte Hornets. And when I'm talking about accomplishments, I'm talking about, like Rico said, raising the morale, getting everybody involved, having everybody smiling, feeling happy. That type of energy resonated through not only younger players, but the veteran players that been in Charlotte for years. Yes or no? Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players, like the Cody Zellers and the Bismack, well, Bismack saw it early, so I'll give Bismack thing on that. A lot of the players, when LaMelo came in, they were sizing him up.
That's facts right there.
And there was a mitten sizing him up.
That's facts.
You know, it wasn't no welcome party. You know what that means when you size somebody up.
Oh, yeah.
Look them up and down. Really?
Hey,
so you all that they talk about?
Oh, man, I didn't know he was that tall. Like, everybody said, oh, man, they was trying to be slick with it. Nah, man. Melo pulled up, and he got to just messing around. He pulled up with his headphones, and Melo do what he do, got to throwing the ball around, and, man, it was like, man, that man's that guy. So, yeah.
So,
listen,
go ahead, Ray.
I'm going to say that there's too much proof in the pudding. There's too much blatant there's too much blatant proof in people's faces to see how James Borrego was holding him back on so many times. And it didn't even just come from the fact that, oh my God, we seen LaMelo being held back. We seen guys like Terry Rozier and players in the Hornets say, yo, Borrego, can we stop playing zone? Borrego, can you move the ball? Borrego, why do you keep sitting us down and then doing whatever you're doing, trying to create something? And Borrego himself has let us know that, hey man, I just want my team to learn and learn from their mistakes and grow better as a. If you don't shut the fuck up, we didn't want to hear all that. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay, the moment that Melo got on your team, you got spooked because you did not know how much of a superstar that this kid was. Because you had the little nigga on the bench behind with Graham.
Devontae Graham. Yep, that's right. That's right. Come on, Ray. Come on with it.
And then while you're sitting him on the bench, you're trying to put Gordon Hayward and all the other guys as this big thing. You're even allowing Grams to coach up LaMelo. Are you serious? Are you allowing Grams to coach up LaMelo and have LaMelo holding him back? And then the fact that when you slowly bring him back, you try to throw him in the third spot. When you bring him in to play a little bit more minutes, you put him at small forward. LaMelo had to work his way up back to a point guard. Nigga, he's not a small forward. He's a shooting guard or a point guard. Okay, that's all he's ever been. Okay, shooting guard or point guard. Don't put him at small forward. So then, as we're closely as we're getting, we got Borrego getting an extension because of LaMelo, and the fact that he got that extension because of LaMelo is because they're seeing that what this can be with LaMelo. They're seeing how LaMelo's playing this great. They're so shell shocked the fact that LaMelo's playing as good as he is, and then as soon as they do that, now Borrego shall talk to LaMelo, be to it to sit on his side, be next to him, whether it's in the game or outside of the game, be as close as he can to LaMelo. But then you go out there and then you still pull that bullshit during the games by taking him out. So what is you doing? I don't get it. Are you trying to care for him and support him?
It don't make no sense.
But then come to the game and then you sit him out. You want to let him watch the other guys, watch Ish Smith. Damn near. I think there was like a one time he made Ish Smith and the bench played a whole fourth quarter or some shit like that, just so LaMelo can learn from his mistakes. Like, what type of bullshit is that?
That's crazy, Rave. You was cooking so hard. I wish you would have continued. Listen, Rave, I got to ask you a question now. Memphis had a tremendous first half, right? Shooting, I think, like almost like 70% or something. Some astronomical. Yeah, something astronomical. Ja Morant was on the bench where they really made their surge to increase the lead over the Hornets. Now, when the Hornets was making a comeback, I think they brought it down to 3. I think they brought it down to like a 1-possession game. Did you see the Memphis coach put Ja Morant on the bench for defensive purposes?
No. I did not see that.
And why you should not put your star player on the bench in those situations?
Because in those situations, you want your star player to learn from that moment, because that will distill stuff in him. Like, their star player is going to take that moment and bring that into himself so he can be ready for the bigger moments. For example, when the playoffs come, when the championship come, those moments, those crunch time numbers, those fourth quarter minutes, those last 3 minutes, those buzzer beaters, all of those matter. When you don't take a star player that wants to win, a star player. We've seen LaMelo sit on the bench and shake his leg because he's so eager to get on the court. And what you don't do is freeze out a player that wants to win, that wants to work hard, that wants to go out there in a competitive nature to win. And just wants to go out there and be there for the team and do his best in order to get the team to win. And when you like the Memphis Grizzlies coach, in that moment, he's not going to take him out because he knows he wants his star player to do what he takes to win. And that's how you grow a champion. A champion learns from those moments. Those champions learn from those situations because those fourth quarter minutes, those last minutes, those buzzer beaters, those matter, especially when you move to the playoffs, the championships. What do you do when the heat is on you? What do you do when the crunch time is on you? What do you do when all that space and condenses on you?
Come on, Ray.
Are you going to sit down or are you going to fight through it? Are you going to go there and go through the whole motions, throw away the emotions, throw away the crowded, the people talking, yelling? Are you going to go there through the immense pressure and go out there and score and win for your game? Make that buzzer beater shot. That's how you make a champion. And James Borrego clearly is showing that he does not know how to make a champion because you do not set a star player out during those crunch moments in fourth quarter. That's how you make a champion, my guy.
Ray, do you know what would have happened if Memphis coach Taylor Jenkins, that's his name, Taylor Jenkins, would have sat Ja Morant down in those crunch times when the Hornets was making their run to try to take control of that game because of lack of defense? You know, they would have ran his ass out of that Target Center. He'd have been running down Beale Street butt naked, looking like the emperor with no clothes.
Man, listen, you're on point there, Dex. And let me say something. I don't know how many times where you did not let the star player not come in, because I see moments where Kobe Bryant, I can go so many players who was not playing so good, but because you still let him finish out that game, he just turned into a whole nother monster. I seen Kobe Bryant not have the greatest shooting game, but then because it was the immense pressure, because for him to either you're going to step up or you're going to fail. And what he did was Kobe said, nah, I will not fail. Jordan, I will not fail. LeBron James, I will not fail. And when you tell yourself, I will not fail, that means go out there and take that last shot when the game is in their hands. That game, they're going to play clutch. They're going to play defense. They're going to get steals. They're going to hit jump shots. It's like, oh my God, Kobe Bryant fade away on two people because he did that. Because in that moment, in that situation, he was ready. And Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies are letting Ja Morant Beat him. Let him flow. Let him learn. Let him get that little reps. He may fuck up that one game, but I bet you the next game he's going to do better. And guess what he does? He does better. John Morant, I have to pay homage because this is the same guy I thought he was just a dunker and some highlights, a little fast guy. But he has shown me that he can actually develop and get better, and you can see it. And the Memphis Grizzlies said, I will not let you fail. And the Hornets keep trying to do LaMelo, fail. Let me know what LaMelo's trying to do. No, leave me alone. He's swinging. He's punching. LaMelo's trying to swing out there. LaMelo swinging that left hook, right hook, because LaMelo is trying his best to fight the fact that they're trying to keep him condensed, keep him compact, keep him failing. No, LaMelo does not want to fail. He wants to be in that moment. He wants to be out there on that blood, sweat, and tears to win the game. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Charlotte Hornets is ridiculous, man. What's going on? Hopefully things get work itself out there.
You know what? LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets with Montrezl Harrell pushing Terry Rozier and LaMelo to be what they need to be in that backcourt, and it might not sit well with others because Montrezl Harrell is a very vocal dude. He wants a ring as well. Listen, the teams that Montrezl Harrell's been a part of, those teams have been grimy teams. Okay, he tried to bring that to the Washington Wizards, but some players are just comfortable playing mediocre basketball. They don't want that monkey on their back to try to win a championship or have a deep run into the playoff. But guess what? The Charlotte Hornets is scrappy enough, and they're going to try to build themselves. I'm talking about amongst the players I'm talking about. Build themselves up to be a tough out to anybody that plays them in the play-in game or in the first round. So I'm hoping that Philly. See, I'm hoping Hornets play Philly in the first round after they come out of that play-in game. And that would be a good game because I think the Hornets could have action at beating the 76ers. So if they don't, at least go 6 or better. But what I want to discuss right here to the panel, and shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Hit that Cash App, man. Hit that super chat. Let's get these algorithms going, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to feed the monster, man. The monster's hungry. The monsters need to eat. You feel me? Feed that machine. And we like coins, and we ain't gonna shame you. We like coins, but we prefer that fold. We don't like the type of money that makes a whole lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? We like to keep our money quiet. But nevertheless, there are 4 teams in the Eastern Conference that is vying to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals. The Bulls is one of them. But out of those 4 teams, I don't think 3 of them have a chance. But there's one team that have a chance, and nobody is really talking about them because they didn't do much during trade deadline. They kind of held serve just as well as the Bulls held serve. While there was a lot of movement going on, this team has been a steady rock in the last month of basketball. And they frightened me. Mm-hmm. Not Cleveland. Yep. No, it's not Cleveland.
Boston?
They frightened me. They frightened me to the point where if the Bulls see them early, it could be bad news for the Bulls. And the team that I'm talking about is the Miami Heat. One thing about the Miami Heat, they're not afraid of Chicago, man. Not in the least bit. We've seen Miami Heat trounce on the Chicago Bulls. Chicago seems like they have no answer for them. Especially if the Miami Heat played a 1 in and 4 out basketball without Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso and Javonte Green. It'll be tough for the Bulls to defend that because Ayo cannot guard 3 positions at one time. It will defy the laws of physics to be in 3 places at one time. You follow what I'm saying? So he needs help. Ayo needs help. So with Lonzo Ball and
I agree, kind of, but I think Sixers really would be that team. I say that because size-wise. Joel Embiid, like literally, Vucevic cannot stop Joel Embiid at all. And one thing I've seen from Lonzo Ball or even Caruso, they may step up and switch and try to defend Joel Embiid. But do we really trust Lonzo Ball or a Caruso to guard a Joel Embiid? That answer to me is no. And I know Lonzo Ball will try his hardest for sure and try his best. But I don't see the Miami Heat being more dangerous than the 76ers, even though the 76ers is more flawed than the Miami Heat. Miami Heat, to me, I feel like is more structured because now the Sixers just traded some pieces to get James Harden. And getting James Harden can mean changing the way the Sixers play. We'll see how it goes. I feel 76ers are more dangerous, though, to the Bulls because, to me, it's like, okay, can the Bulls do something to the 76ers, especially now them adding James Harden, and that structure might be a little different? For sure. I think the Bulls could do a little something. I find it dangerous just for the fact that Lonzo Ball, guys like Caruso, is going to work extra harder, though. And that's because they're going to have to work extra harder on defense because Joel Embiid and the 76ers is pretty tall. Tobias Harris, tall guys. What you got? Therese Thurbo. What? I never say his name is. Thibault. They got some dudes that's very aggressive, tall. They got some height on them. They're not a small team. And I've yet during the season has the Bulls beat the 76ers? No. Granted, when they played the 76ers, the Bulls weren't fully healthy, so I'll give them a pass. But yet the Bulls have not beat the 76ers. I think the Bulls has beat the Miami Heat. Huh?
True, the Bulls was fully healthy. The 76ers are the one that was fully healthy. They sent out a shell of themselves out there, and Joel Embiid was hurt.
Right. That just makes it worse. The Bulls was healthy. So that's my point. Yet they've beat the 76ers. I think the Bulls may have beat the Miami Heat once, I think. So the Sixers, they haven't beat the Sixers once. Can they beat them in the playoffs? Can that change the playoffs? Yes. But I find the Sixers a little bit more dangerous to the Bulls than the Miami Heat because
add this footnote when you say they beat the Miami Heat. It wasn't the Miami Heat. Right, but it wasn't the Miami Heat that we know today. Remember, a lot of those players wasn't playing.
Yeah. But it's on record to say that they beat the Heat, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that. 76ers, there's no record that you beat them. So that's why I said it was really a 50-50 with the 76ers.
Okay. That's cool, but we kind of jumped the gun on that, but I let you go because you was cooking. You was cool in the game with it. But we was gonna get to the 76ers after we talked about the Heat and do our rundown. But you kind of jumped the gun. But nevertheless, the Heat, right? Because that's what's on the picture right now. The Heat is in first place. The Heat is the one that everybody is chasing for that baton. See, the Heat is out there running, and we got to try to get that baton so we can go ahead and lead this track meet. One thing about the Heat that a lot of people is not bringing up is Victor Oladipo. Why nobody's not talking about that cat, man? He's an all-star. He's been injured, but guess what? He's been practicing, and he's been engaged in intense practice. So that means Victor Oladipo is on his way back. So that's another nail in possibly the Bulls' coffin. If that happens and the synergy works the way that Eric Spoelstra wants it to work, that could be a possible major impediment to the Chicago Bulls, who the Miami Heat is not afraid of. They're not afraid of the Bulls in the least amount. You follow what I'm saying? And now with Victor Oladipo on his way back with that team in the grit and grind that he probably will play with once he becomes fully activated, that could be another fork in the road for the Chicago Bulls reaching the Eastern Conference Finals. Do anybody have anything to say about these Miami Heat?
I think what the Miami Heat have going for them is that their defense could throw a wrench into anything the Bulls do, and that's usually what happens. What the Miami Heat have is, even when their offense isn't flowing, their defense can create offense. But the problem with the Chicago Bulls is their defense has a huge hole in it. So you can only clamp up so much on the perimeter before people start getting these easy layups every play, or these offensive rebounds. That's really the difference between the two teams. Like when the game gets dirty, when the game gets slow, that's when Miami shines. Right now, we don't know if Chicago could shine like that. We haven't really seen it.
Okay, Rico, okay, listen. What do you think about the insertion, or the return in the insertion of Victor Oladipo? Do you think we're going to see a grand Victor Oladipo, or you think we're going to see a has-been?
I mean, but if he's coming back from injury, he might not be the all-star caliber, but he's still going to be that defensive player I know he could be, right?
Right, that's a big possibility because it's hard to. It's kind of like Klay Thompson, you know what I'm saying? He came off his injury, and look, he's still playing real high-end defense. So Rave, you don't.
I'm
now
not
you was talking about
Oladipo.
You're not. Explain
really.
why, like.
Because, like you said, I'm not gonna say he's a has-been, but it's been a while since we've seen some of his glory days. But it was because of injury. It's not his fault. But I'm just saying, I got to see it. Let's see what happens. We was talking about his return last year.
What was he practicing though? See, now it's been reported that he's been in intense practice and he's traveling with the team.
I mean, of course, it's gonna help because it's gonna be like their mid-season acquisition.
So you don't think it would throw no monkey wrench in the chemistry of the Miami Heat?
No, I don't think so. Listen, that's a championship staff over there. Hell no.
That's a good take. So Ray, you're not high on the Miami Heat. Why?
I wouldn't say high on them. I just feel like they're not as much of a threat to the Bulls as, let's say, as a team as the 76ers. I think the Nets are not that much of a threat to the Bulls as well, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know I'm going a little bit of on a tree branch on this because everybody is so quick to be energized about the biggest names teams like the Nets and the Lakers. But one thing I've been paying attention to the Nets. They're getting beat before. I've seen the Nets drop down from the top seed to like number 4 or something, number 5. I've also seen the Nets not win the championship last year or the year before that, while everybody was spamming that the Nets was going to win the championship. And yes, I'm not blind by the fact that the Nets are a dangerous team. I'm not blind that Kevin Durant is clearly a outstanding player, career or whatever. You got, Kyrie Irving. They just got Ben Simmons added on defense. The rosters, they got shooters, Patty Mills. So yes, the Nets is a dangerous team. But there's one thing I've learned, that the Nets just finds the way to, I guess, so far to not really make it. And the real threat to me I've seen so far is the 76ers too. When we talk about the Bulls, though, I ain't talking about any other team. I'm just talking about the Bulls. What's the biggest threat to me to the Bulls was the 76ers, because the proof of the fact that I have not seen the Bulls beat the 76ers. I've seen the Bulls beat the Nets.
That is true.
Listen, I've seen the Bulls beat the Nets. I've seen the Bulls beat the Heat. I've seen the Bulls beat
did the Bulls beat the Heat at all this year?
Listen. Huh?
Did they beat Miami at all this season?
Yeah, they beat the Bulls. They beat Miami one time this year. So the Bulls beat the Lakers. The Bulls beat the Nets. The Bulls beat the whatever team. But I've yet to see the Bulls beat.
Listen, the Lakers, that we're not worried about nothing on the West right now.
I'm just naming the top names that a lot of people like to say, and I've yet to see one of the top names to say 76ers. We can name down all the top names, and yet we have not seen that one top name have come out as the Bulls beat them, and that is the 76ers. That's what I was trying to go by when I was naming the teams. So I'm saying there to me is a more a dangerous thing when I see the 76ers versus the Bulls in the playoffs, because they have yet to find, and I bet you as we speak right now, they have yet to not found a way to stop Joel Embiid yet. And I mean, even through footage.
Who has?
Exactly. I'm right. So, and the fact that they're a tall team, I mean, they're a very tall team. And what is one of the Bulls' weaknesses? Height and size. The Bulls' weakness is height and size, and the 76ers are all about size and height. So, we'll see.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not really worried about the 76ers because they gutted some of their team, and some of that aspect of that team was very integral for Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris to be successful. Now with James Harden, he's better than anything that they ever had over there. You follow what I'm saying? He's a former MVP, former scoring champ. I can recall that James Harden was a scoring machine, and people was equating him with the likes of Wilt Chamberlain and the type of ungodly numbers that he was putting up across the stat lines. Now, Harden might have, lost a step, maybe lost a step and a half, but he could still put that ball in the bucket. But when it comes time to lock down on defense, you think the 76ers with Joel Embiid, Thibault, and Danny Green, and what's the other kid? Tobias Harris. You think that will be enough to stop a Bulls team that looks like they could be clicking on all cylinders when they return with their missing aspects? Ray?
No, I'm listening. You're right.
No, I'm asking.
I like Tobias Harris too. He all right.
I think.
No, they did. They can't play.
I think so, Dex, because of this. I think so, Dex, because of this same reason right here. Because of this right here. I used to always think that Lonzo was the heartbeat of the Bulls, but it ain't Lonzo. It's Booch. However, if Booch going, he having a good game. The Bulls 9 times out of 10, the Bulls are going to win. So Booch got to go in having a good game to the playoffs all the time. And usually against Philadelphia, he ain't got no good game at all. You'll never go find one. He can't buy one. But when it comes down to Philadelphia, it's suspect. I mean, not Philadelphia, but when it comes down to Miami, it's suspect. Because sometimes he go off against that dude to play for Miami, the center to play for Miami, because he's a little short.
Bam out of
He have a good game. So I see.
Right.
Out of bio. So if Boots go in having that good game against Miami, I can't say the same thing for Philadelphia, but against Miami, I can see Miami. I can see Chicago coming out in that seven series, in that 7 games series.
I disagree. I disagree because, and this is why I disagree.
Yeah. Okay.
Booch is very integral, but he's not the heartbeat. He's definitely not the heartbeat. He's very integral. Most of the time, to a team is going to be either your major scorer, which is DeMar DeRozan, or your best defender, which is Lonzo Ball. So if you want to pick a heartbeat, it should be one of them, not Vooch. Vooch is definitely not the heartbeat of that team. Because if Vooch is considered a heartbeat of that team, then the Bulls is in big trouble no matter who they play.
No, I wasn't.
But look at Dex. If you take time to look at Dex, hold on for a minute, Ray. If you take time, Dex, to look at their win and loss record and look at Boots' performance in those games where they lost and they won, you'll see that it is, because you can always depend on Lonzo. You can always depend on Zach. And Zach LaVine and then DeRozan too. You can depend on them, but you can't always depend on Vooch. And if you could always depend on Vooch, that one little piece, you'd be doing something. That's why they half-ass to a certain extent doing something because they got to rely on the other guys more than they have to rely on Vooch because Vooch coming 50% of the time. The other guys.
Now, everything you said is correct.
75, 60% of the time.
No, everything you said is correct. It's just that you use the term heartbeat. And that's only where I differ with you at. But as far as Vooch being pivotal, damn sure Vooch is pivotal. But I just don't believe he's the heartbeat.
Because they gonna live and die with him. Yeah, because they gonna do what? They gonna live and die with Vooch. They gonna live and die with him. They got to a certain extent.
Yeah.
When they gonna live and die with DeMar DeRozan and there's no ring shots.
Right. Hey,
but he's saying DeMar is consistent, so you already know what you're gonna get out of him.
Look, flight. Not necessarily because Zach can pick up DeMar's scoring level when you go to. Right. See, those are go-to guys. So if you go into DeMar, you go into DeMar. You choose to go to him. It ain't no by accident. You choose to. And if you go to Zach, you can do the same thing. Vooch is a different thing because you ain't got no center that can take his place.
Right. Can take his place, exactly.
With the rebounds or the score or the defense. And
that's why I say Vooch is pivotal.
He got half because he can do more. He got half-ass rebound, half-ass scoring, and half-ass defense. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dex.
No, I agree with you, Vern, on that. It's just that I just disagree with the term heartbeat. But Vooch is very pivotal. I just believe the heartbeat of the Bulls is really DeMar DeRozan, to be honest with you.
Right.
Kid out of Compton. You know what I mean? I would love to say Lonzo Ball, but no, he's not the heartbeat.
He can be replaced. To me, he can be replaced.
Well, I don't know if he can be just replaced, but I'm just saying that the heartbeat, DeRozan, because it seemed like DeMar DeRozan has been nominated the leader by his performances. Not that he came in pushing people to the side, arguing, fussing. Right. No, it's just by his performance and what he displayed on that parquet floor, they yielded to DeMar DeRozan. And that's the best type of leadership that you can have when people yield leadership responsibilities to you. So that's why I would say DeMar DeRozan, to me, would be the heartbeat of that team. And Lonzo's a very close to that, you know, when he's out there playing, because he's out there doing things that other players don't do besides the Ayos and the Caruso. Them other guys ain't going to do it because they might do it one play out of 3 games. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, they might do it one play out of 3 games. But the Ayos, the Carusos, and the Lonzos, those O's, that's what I'm getting at. All those O's. You feel me? Ayo, Caruso, Lonzo, do it all the time.
Right. All the time. I agree.
All the time.
Hey, I just want to say before I go ahead, because I gotta get. Oh, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't even trip, Ray. If you want me to go there, I go. Hey, but I was gonna say this to Dex to make it real short. But remember this though, Dex, when it come down, that sound all real good with DeRozan against Miami. You understand me? But when it come down to Philadelphia, Dex is a whole different animal. That's a whole different beast. And how you gonna contain that beast? Because DeRozan can't.
Whew, that's a good question right there. Because it seemed like the Philadelphia 76ers do have the Bulls' numbers thus far. I just believe that Philadelphia might not beat them no more this year. I think they played twice more, and Philly might not beat them no more this year. Because now you have something to focus on. You have 2 crucial players to focus on. And if James Harden is playing, that'll be James Harden. If he's not playing, then that will be Tobias Harris. And we all know you got to focus on Joel Embiid. But before they had James Harden, you didn't know who the hell to focus on. It was always somebody. It was Maxey. It was Seth. It was Green. It was always somebody different besides Joel Embiid that would give the Bulls problems. You follow what I'm saying? Because that's how they were set up. It was Joel Embiid and the rest of the Sixers. But now that you got Harden, a lot of those guys going to yield to Harden, and Harden's going to take those shots where there's not going to be too much equivocation about who's doing what and where they're doing it at. That's why I'm not really too much afraid of the 76ers now with Harden being there. But with Miami and Victor Oladipo coming back, I just don't like that at all, man. You know, I just hope they'd see him in the conference finals. If anything, I would rather play Milwaukee Bucks than the Miami Heat.
I mean, I agree with you, man.
No.
The East gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say before I go ahead because I gotta watch these commercials and get my food right.
What
Listen,
the new commercials come on already? They don't start till the game.
No, it's before the game. You got to get the national anthem in your bloodstream. You got to get the food. I get my stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Listen, chat.
Well, what you
before I go ahead and get ready, before I get ready to watch, I don't know. It's all downstairs. I gotta find out. I gotta get lit. Before I get ready for this big Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Chat, I just want to say we appreciate you on Flight Sports. Us in the streets. I want to say hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We had an amazing talk, and I'm sure these guys gonna still fill you in with some more information. You got Dex just giving you the jewels and the great content. Your Uncle Vern and Rico, everybody that's been Marcus, everybody's been at Flight Sports TV. Also hit that shopballfacts.com, AB the hero. Y'all already know what to do. Ballfacts, y'all already know what to do, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You know Rave Kingdom been rocking with y'all. Rave Kingdom is still here through all the ups and downs. I appreciate y'all being here, ups and downs. Y'all already know what it is. I appreciate everybody.
Peace.
Salute Michi in the cash app. Navi UR Talk Studios. Appreciate you. Yeah, shout out. Let's get some picks in too, because it is Super Bowl season.
All right,
Dex, I'm surprised you're not at the game. What happened?
No, I gotta work.
Oh, yeah. Let me take us.
And plus, I'm not paying that money for those tickets.
Give us a glimpse on the price.
Well, it depends on if you bought them early. You could have got some tickets for about like $3,200. Now them tickets is like $6 and better.
Damn. How much you think the cost is up top?
Probably about $5,500.
Damn, just a nosebleed?
Nosebleed. If you want to sit on the 50-yard line, you better have about 80 racks, unless you bought them early. Once the Rams and the Bengals was announced, that's them tickets double.
What those are like two exciting teams?
No, it's just that it's set in stone now. There ain't no guess who's going to be there. When you buy them early, like if you buy the beginning of the season, you can get some nosebleeds for about, $700, $800, $900, But once the teams start rolling, it just steadily goes up. And you're getting closer and closer to who might be in there. It goes up and up. You know what I'm saying? And then once they finally announce the participants, it's over. Yeah. Because scalpers, the corporate, everybody done bought up the tickets.
Right.
And ain't no way in unless you go through them.
It's crazy. Uncle Vern. Uncle Vern, you here?
Yeah, Fly.
Who you got in this game tonight? Let's in the chat too. Let's get some picks. And who gonna win the Super Bowl?
Man, look, Fly. I think Cincinnati gonna win the Super Bowl. Really, I ain't got no dog in this fight. Like, it don't make me a difference.
Yeah, I know. But it's fun to root for somebody.
Oh yeah. I'm going with the underdog. I'm gonna go with the go with the Bengals.
I want Odell to win.
Bengals. That's what
I want Odell
to go with them.
It's crazy. I feel like Cincinnati gonna win this game. Like Joe Burrow gonna pull off some like heroic stuff. But I want Odell to win the championship. I want Odell to win one. I think that'll be big. That'll be crazy if he won the Super Bowl.
I think I told you that one time I saw him in Mexico.
Odell?
I saw him in Mexico one time, right? And he was at the concierge desk, and me and my girl was doing some shit over like by the waterfall or some shit. And I said, you know who that is? That's when he used to wear his whole blonde hair and all that stuff. And she's like, no, I don't know who that is. I said, that's OBJ, right? And she was like, I don't know who that is. I said, that's Odell Beckham Jr. I said, go over here and take a picture with him. She said, no, I ain't taking no picture with him. I bet now she wish she would have taken a picture with him.
Right, yeah. They don't know who these guys were. Who you got in the Super Bowl, Dax?
I got the Rams.
Rams?
LA all day. Yeah.
He's in LA all day. I'm with you, man.
Shout out to Shaq. I would have figured that would have been Dex's pick.
Everybody come in here and get y'all picks because we don't want to see you later on talking about this, that, and the third. Drop your picks in the chat too. Because everybody's gonna come back and say, I knew it. Joe Burrow was gonna win.
Oh no, I think they're gonna get the shit beat out of them.
Yo, they should. That's what I said. The Rams should just annihilate. And it's in LA too. But people don't understand Joe Burrow was made for these moments.
No, he's not. Not this moment.
Nah, I see you sleeping.
Do you know what type of defense the Rams got? They got the best player in all of football, Aaron Donald. They got one of the best linebacker cores in all of football, led by Von Miller. They got the defensive backs. Come on, man. They there. They stacked. The only reason why Rams wasn't getting a lot of attention because Tom Brady was in that division.
What'd you say?
Or that conference, not division, the conference.
Right.
Hey, Dex, you know what the Bengals got that the Rams don't got? They got that young man, that quarterback. And that young man, that quarterback got a story. This will be written. I think it's going to be written
The
tonight.
only thing the Bengals got that the Rams don't got are those tiger stripe jerseys.
You gotta give that dude credit though. He just came back.
I'm not giving him nothing. He's in my hometown, playing in my stadium, and he gonna get his ass stomped.
Odell know what time it is with him too.
I'm telling you, them Cincinnati boys that came out there to LA. They had, listen, they was all over the town, man. See, that ain't what they telling you. Them boys is all over the town out there. Crazy Girls, Deja Vu, Spearmint Rhino. They was everywhere. All in the city of industry, West Hollywood. Listen, the Rams, they already know what the town is already. They play there every day. Practice. Not Cincinnati. They out there having a ball, man. They ain't seen that. Listen, they ain't seen nothing that glamorous in a long time. You feel me? They only see stuff like that in the off season, not too much in the season. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals played Miami yet this year. So if they ain't played Miami and they ain't played Tampa, they ain't seen nothing like that. You feel me? That nightlife. Them young boys out, and you know Joe Burrow is a nightlife guy. Oh, he hit the town. Oh yeah, he hit the town. He ain't Matt Stafford's now. He's a family man. You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow, oh yeah.
You act like he Johnny Manziel.
He damn near. He like one of them Cuban cigars up, get in that Maybach, and hit the town. You follow what I'm saying?
What would a Super Bowl mean for Odell Beckham Jr.?
Oh, it would cement his legacy. He damn near be a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame if he gets the Super Bowl.
This is it.
Matt Stafford, same thing.
This huge for LA. It's like everybody's legacy on the line. And they might never get back here again.
No. Flight, you're welling. I'm going to call you out on this one, Flight. How many times have the Rams been in the Super Bowl in the last 5 years?
What, twice?
Okay, then what are you talking about? Same coach.
Yeah, I know, but football is different.
How is it different?
I mean, there's always some new hot shot team every year.
Okay, did it stop the New England Patriots? There always was they had to play somebody, right?
Yeah, the system.
Thank you. There you go.
Right.
The Achilles heels that was for the New England Patriots were the New York Giants.
Right. The only thing that is scary about Los Angeles is not being succeed is win it again if they start getting rid of a lot of their personnel. Not only their personnel, but a lot of their coaching staff also, because that's what dictates them winning. Their coaching staff. That plays a big part of it. So if they coaches start going,
but I think Sean McVay is the big man on campus, though.
They come
He's
back
like Sean Payton. Uncle Vern.
Okay.
Sean McVay is the big man on campus.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody on that team bigger than Sean McVay. Not even Aaron Donald. Sean McVay is a big man on campus. And when you the big man on campus like a Sean Payton, like a Bill Belichick, you feel me? You're bigger than a personality.
Right.
So the team, you become the personality.
I got you.
You know, same thing with what's the other guy in Kansas City? Andy Reid. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, Sean, as long as Sean McVay there,
Right.
they're gonna have the right personnel. They're gonna have the right coaching staff. Even if he lose some coaches, he know what type of coach he needs because he showed that he's a winner. And it's, in the type of mind that Sean McVay have, it's hard to beat that. Look what happened when Belichick played him. 10 to what score? 10-9 or something like that. They held Brady to 10 points. Where they do that at?
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough call, man. I just think the Bengals is jumping into some. It's almost like when Sam Weiss played the San Francisco 49ers. If you could remember Sam Weiss of the Cincinnati Bengals, the coach, and they had what was it, Phil Simms? No, not Phil Simms. Boomer Hines.
Yeah.
You remember that, right? The lefty, blonde lefty, Boomer Hines.
Yeah, I remember
When
Boomer
they- when
Hines.
they-
Yeah.
Right. So when they had him, there was a new hot thing. Icky Woods and all them people, you know what I'm saying? They had a nice defense. And what happened when they played them 49ers, man? The guys who've been there. They stumped the mole hole in their ass. That's why I'm going with the team and the coach who's been there. The culture is Super Bowl ready. They built their team to be Super Bowl ready. All they basically did was added Ben Simmons, added Odell Beckham Jr., which was an upgrade, and they added the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. The rest of that team is basically the same. Plus, my homeboy son play on that team.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going with them. You know what I'm saying? I watched him grow up.
Yeah,
I watched David Long grow up. Say that again?
One-hand catches. You think we're gonna see one tonight?
You might. You know, Odell, hey, it's a big stage, and he loves the big stage, man. He loves the big stage. You know what I'm saying? And I hope my homeboy son get another interception, because when they played the Cardinals, he the one that got that interception and ran it in for the touchdown. David Long Jr. off Kyler Murray. That's my homeboy son right there. I watched that kid go all the way up, man. That's crazy too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Uncle Vaughn, what would the championship mean for Odell's legacy?
Oh, but like Dex said, he gonna get that gold coat, man. That's what it means. Get the Hall of Fame coat. He was gonna get the Hall of Fame anyway. I'm just glad he's gonna come in there on a better record. I'll be glad to see him come in on a better record, especially with on them championship. You know what I'm saying, under his belt. That just make it more legit. It was one or two more. If he stay in LA like you just said a minute ago, if he can stay in LA, he might be able to get one now and get another one before the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation with that. Well, I want to get to that when you're done with him staying in LA, because I'm hearing that talk going around.
You know, but like I said, I just like that. I like that. I like that young man. They got that young man. They got there in Cincinnati, man. That play quarterback out there. I like him, man. I think he got a good head on his
That's what I'm saying. This is the quarterback who can rain on the whole party, go in there like Michael Jordan in game 6. You know, one of those type of things.
Yeah.
This is Joe Burrow, man. I'm telling you, I think people sleeping.
You said Michael Jordan.
I'm telling ice water in his veins, Dax.
But Flight, I can't agree with that analogy right there.
Just ice water in his veins, not Michael Jordan. Just he got ice water. You know, he go in there and he clutch. You know, he make big plays.
You know who
this stage ain't phasing him.
Flight.
What's up?
You know who he remind me of? Not Michael Jordan.
And they playing with house money.
Remind me of not Michael Jordan.
They definitely playing with house money.
He remind me of Melo. He remind me of Melo in football. He remind me of Melo Ball playing football, playing quarterback in football. He ain't got no way of being scared or being nervous. And if he got some players behind him that can get this far, they can go one more game farther. That's what scares me. That young man ain't scared of the moment, man. He ain't scared of the moment at all. Actually, he act like he built for it. Odell Beckham
this is why I'm taking the Rams and I'm taking that 4 points. I would give Cincinnati 10 points. It's because the Rams got a ferocious defensive line. they got a decent linebacking core, and they got a hell of a secondary on defense. Cincinnati doesn't have that. And then on offense, the Rams got a decent run game. They got a veteran quarterback that can make every throw imaginable. You understand what I'm saying? He's like a I won't say Aaron Rodgers, but he's kind of like a Patrick Mahomes with no running game, he can't run, no scramble game. But he can make all the throws, and he can throw it on the dart. You follow what I'm saying? And with velocity. So when you got Odell Beckham Jr. on one side, you got Cooper Kupp on the other side, and Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the league. You follow what I'm saying? I think he's in the running for the outstanding offensive player this year. And when you got that, you can't double. You can't double Odell Beckham, and you can't double Cooper Kupp. So you're going to have to play these guys mano on mano with a so-so secondary. And you don't think they can eat that up? All they got to do is block for Matthew Stafford. If they block for Matthew Stafford, the game won't even be close. But if Vegas got their hand in it, then that's a whole different ball game. Because listen, let me tell you something about the Super Bowl, man. You already know that I'm into the money line thing, right? Let me tell you something about this Super Bowl.
Yo, let us know. Give us a line.
First, the line is -4. The line is -4. And at one time, they were thinking Odell Beckham might not play. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Because if he don't play, then I know Vegas got something to do with it. See, one thing about this Super Bowl right here, the expectation on betting is north of $7.6 billion. This is what I just said. Vegas is looking to hold or be responsible for most of the $7.6 billion that is going to be waged on this game. An estimate, 31 million adults will bet on this one game today. And I'm talking about everybody not going to be serious bettors. It's going to be some casuals, you know what I mean? Because it's a Super Bowl. And that's according to the American Gambling Association. Those numbers is according to the American Gambling Association. So I just believe that everywhere people are going to be betting money, and I think the money is on the Rams, but a lot of people are taking the bingos. So it could be an even draw, right? If it's an even draw, the Rams going to win by a landslide. But if the majority, like say for instance, if 80% of the money is bet on the Rams, then the Rams could win, but they might not cover. It might be a close game. But if it's kind of 50-50, nah, Vegas going to just let it play out. If they play it out, Rams going to smother them people, man. Because they really don't have anything for the Rams. I mean, if you just go roster to roster, except the quarterback position. And the quarterback position, that could be a toss-up. Because you can give Matt Stafford his veteranship, and you can just give Joe Burrow his freshness, playing with house money, his athleticism, and, he came out of a winning program in college, so his confidence could be at an all-time high. I think the Rams' road to the Super Bowl was much more difficult than the Cincinnati Bengals' road to the Super Bowl. And that's why I compare it to the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers back in the day, because the 49ers had a much difficult road to the Super Bowl when Cincinnati had a lesser degree of difficulty to the Super Bowl, and it showed once they played that game.
That's facts. This is gonna be a good game, man. Oh shit! What you got? What's your plans for the game, Dax?
I'm working. I ain't really tripping. I'm gonna watch it on my phone. You know what I mean? Dip off somewhere and watch it on my phone. But other than that, listen. I was at the like I said. Remember the other day I was at the Experience. I put it on Flight Sports TV. Just a little glimpse of it in the daytime. So I got the hell up out of there because I know how it gets in LA when stuff like that happens. You know what I mean? Somebody gonna get shot. Somebody gonna get stabbed. It's gonna be some gang violence. You know what I'm saying? You got over 50,000 active gang members floating around in that close proximity. No way. I'm out. Even though it's a high presence of law enforcement, but hey, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather read about it than be about it.
That's a fact. Somebody said Kodak.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that make a lot of sense, Dax.
I done seen it too much. So that stuff don't excite me. Not at this age.
Oh yeah.
Shit. If I'm not in the game, I'm nowhere near around. I'm not going to no bars. I'm not going to nothing. No strip club, no nothing. I'm outie. I'm at home. I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of dudes from out of town. They come out there. They get involved in all kind of stuff. They're looking for a way back home. And nigga like me pulling up in that Ghost, and they snatch me out my shit. You know what I mean? I'm not finna do it. I know how I go down out there.
Shout out, Nico. Let us know your picks, Nico. Let us know how this game gonna play out. So I just dropped the link for you. So that's a nice city link.
You know what I'm saying, Bird? Yeah, that stuff don't excite me, man. I see it far too often. You know what I'm saying? Look at old head over there.
Oh yeah.
Damn, you see that shit he in? Oh, that nigga's a trick. You know what I'm saying? He probably got some money, looking for some youngsters. Boom, snatch me out my shit, put the gun to my head, lay down.
Right.
No way, Jose.
I would tell you, Dex, even when I was a child, my favorite movies was gangster movies and cowboy movies because everybody had guns. I'm telling you, it was the good old days.
Exactly. So
shout out SMG. So Rams blowout.
Shout out SMG.
I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. That's gonna be crazy. Everybody gonna say the Bengals win. That's gonna be funny as hell.
I know. They want to root against the hometown. I understand.
I just want Odell to win one. It's crazy. I'm like torn. Like I want Odell to win it, but then I know that this guy Burrow could go in there and just take over.
I don't think so. I think Burrow will go in and throw 3 interceptions.
I don't know about that.
I don't see it. My mind just don't see it. Like my mind don't see it.
To be honest with you, it could be a blowout.
It's gonna be a blowout.
It should be a complete blowout tonight.
Well, in my mind, it's gonna be a blowout. I don't know. I'm not in no time machine. I'm just saying. I just think the Rams is just too top heavy on defense and offense. Rams got a better offense in Cincinnati. Rams got a better defense in Cincinnati. Usually, when you come into the Super Bowl and you're the second best on both of those sides of the ball, it normally don't sit well with you and your fans at the end of the game. Because it don't look good seeing the other team pop champagne. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it's not a good feel.
Sherrod, what's good?
How y'all doing?
Is this your first time on the panel?
Yeah, it's my first time, yes.
Where you from, bro?
Yes, sir, SMG.
I'm from
Get
Delaware.
your money.
Delaware?
Okay, shout out to Delaware.
Oh, Delaware. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Delaware in the house. Wilmington. Yes. What part of Delaware?
Wilmington.
Oh, look at I guessed it right on it. Listen, they got some fine girls in Wilmington, boy. Ooh, man. And they educated too. They smart, they educated, coming from military families. Yes, sir. Shout out to Delaware.
I'm just calling because I wanted to talk about basketball. I want to know, do you guys think the Sixers trade it's a good trade?
You want to take that, Dutch?
Okay, what did he say, my brother?
I said, do you think the Sixers trade was a good trade for the Sixers to get James Harden?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If anytime that you have a superstar that's hungry to get to that plateau of winning a championship, because he has a moniker on his back that he's a failure. He can't get the job done. He's an ISO player who cannot get over the hump. So he wanted to dispel all those labels and titles that don't sit well with him. and James Harden is hungry, Joel Embiid is hungry, I think it's a perfect match made in heaven.
Okay, do you think Ben Simmons is a good fit for the Nets?
Yes, that's also a good trade. So, and then you got to understand what else they get. They got Seth Curry. They got who else they get over there? They got a couple of players over there.
Got Drummond.
Yeah, Andre Drummond. There we go, Andre Drummond. Because the Nets,
two draft pick, this year draft pick, and in the future draft pick, I think.
Yeah, but that don't really mean that. That don't mean nothing because Sixers are going to always have a good record, so you're not going to get much. The draft picks might just be assets to other teams. But the thing of it is this, the Nets, right? They get Ben Simmons. They get the defense that they've been wanting in the front court because Ben Simmons is interchangeable. You could play him anywhere. You can even play Ben Simmons at center if you want to go small ball and let Kyrie start cooking up and let Durant cook up and let Seth Curry cook up. You follow what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going on with Harris. What's the Harris dude name again? The white kid?
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris. Yeah.
So
I don't know what's going. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Joe Harris because he went to LA to get his knees checked out, or his ankle or something like that. His ankle checked out. So all these players are in LA right now. Isn't that a coincidence? They all in LA during Super Bowl time. Isn't that a coincidence?
No.
Something to make you go, okay. Yeah, so he's out there trying to get his ankle together. Everybody we know, they just want to go to the Super Bowl. That's all that is. And party and do all that other stuff. But nevertheless, Joe Harris, when he comes back with Ben Simmons, Joe Harris don't have to try to concentrate on defense like he did last season. And unfortunately, he failed. It was a miserable fail for him. So his point production was low because he had to try to stop Middleton and get on what's the other boy they have over there, PJ Tucker and things of that nature. So Joe Harris is not built for that. Joe Harris is built for just shooting.
Okay, how you feel about Westbrook? You think the Lakers will make the playoffs?
Oh, say that one more time. Oh,
do you think the Lakers will make the playoffs this year?
Can the Lakers make the playoffs?
I mean, it's a very possibility they might not, though. You know, that shouldn't be depressing if they do. But Dex, you more qualified. That's your squad.
The Lakers will be in the playoffs. Last season, they was in the play-in game. They made it to the playoffs, and it could be a similar situation this week. But remember, the bottom part of the Western Conference is dismal. Okay, you got the Lakers, then you got Portland, then you got the Pelicans, and then you got, I think, San Antonio, and then you got who else is right there? And then I think OKC is at the bottom. No, I mean Houston is at the bottom. OKC, then Houston. So those two are not nowhere near the fight unless they have a miraculous second half of the season. They got to go damn near 24-2 or something like that in order for them to even be considered to be a part of the play-in game. So the Pelicans, the Lakers, Portland Trailblazers, and San Antonio and the Sacramento Kings are all fighting for those last two slots in the play-in game. Because I think Minnesota might hold serve and stay on that 7th slot. And if they don't hold serve, they still will stay in the realm of a play-in game. Because Minnesota's looking pretty good now. They got their stroke, and they feel like they're ready to move forward with that young core with Anthony, D'Lo, and Big Cat. So we're going to leave Minnesota in the play-in. So it's only 2 teams left. We're 4 teams fighting for it. And that's, well, actually 5 teams. Because you got San Antonio, you got Sacramento, you got the Pelicans, you got the Lakers, and you got Portland. Now, everybody thought Portland was going to fall off the cliff. Surprise! Nobody read the memo. Portland don't believe it because Portland is still in the play-in game. And the odd man out right now is the Pelicans, Sacramento Kings, and the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, but Damian Lillard, he needs to get out. Damian Lillard needs to get out of Portland. He got to go.
Well, I'm quite sure Damian Lillard is working on something. And if he goes, he's going to be a Laker. Everybody knows he's going to be a Laker. He's not going to be a Sacramento King. Those are only 2 teams that considered.
I can see Damian Lillard going to the Knicks.
Now you're talking.
I don't know.
Now you're talking my language.
Right. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to let Flight take it over from there because that's his team. If Damian Lillard goes to the Knicks, it's almost like being in Portland all over again because they ain't gonna win shit.
See, I disagree with that. But the Knicks with Dame there is going to attract free agents, in New York. And this is my personal opinion. It's better than what he had a chance of getting free agents with in Portland. Is that right or wrong?
That's right, because Damian Lillard got to leave Portland. He's not going nowhere. They're not going to win a championship.
They clearing out all this cap space for what?
They're not going to get any good players. Nobody going there.
They're talking about they got all this cap space. I'm listening. I hear what's going on out there. But I just see what's happening. They just need to go ahead and throw in the towel. They need to build around Simons and stop playing. They got some young talent there. They need to rebuild.
I agree with that, Flight.
Yeah, I like Simons. The kid is nice. He could be an all-star.
And then they got some pieces, right? They got some pieces up there in Portland now. They got Josh Hart. They got they traded Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They didn't want no part of him.
Well, Simons. They need to just go straight up. Now he's gonna try to compete with Simons. You don't need that.
Exactly. That's why. Exactly. You don't need that. Right.
I'll give you his best basketball off the bench only.
Shout out to
Nico. My cousin used to play for Portland.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man.
Who's your cousin?
Torian Green from Florida Gators, the point guard that won 2 national championships.
Wait, say that again. Who?
Torian Green.
Oh, Torian Green. Oh, okay. Yeah, he beat my UCLA Bruins.
He's in Brooklyn.
No, he used to play for the Florida Gators. He played with Noah.
Oh, wrong.
Right. Yeah, he beat my UCLA Bruins in the Final Four.
Yeah.
And he beat Derrick Rose. Remember that? He beat that Derrick Rose team.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been trying to hold out and, be respectful. But I know y'all seen Klay Thompson last night.
Talk about it then.
I know y'all seen him.
I saw you have a good one.
Hey, I said it early. I said, Klay going for 30 tonight. Because I could just tell he loved beating the fuck out the Lakers. Unfortunately, it was a good game all around. You seen Austin Reeves beat the shit off the board. I knew after that he was going to come alive. Because he low-key hate getting embarrassed. Steph Curry tried his hardest to lose the game. I know y'all seen that too. Man, Steph Curry is a bum, bro. We have to stop over glorifying.
That's extreme.
We have to stop over glorifying this ball chucker, bro. All he do is throw the ball at the basket and it hits sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it hits sometimes, man. Because he gonna have nights where he go 8 for 17, and then he gonna have nights where he go 8 for 27, and he's still gonna put that extra 10 shots up, knowing that he's not shooting a high percentage. And it was sickening to see that because Klay Thompson was eating, bro. Klay Thompson was eating the whole fourth quarter, and Steph Curry like, let me go ahead and put my shots up, breaking that bitch relentlessly, and literally almost get the Lakers the game, and then foul LeBron for 3. You don't get much worse than Steph Curry in clutch situations. He's probably one of the worst I've ever seen when it matters.
Interesting.
He real cool though in between, like quarters 2 and 3. Steph Curry's like a god.
So what did Klay Thompson do that sparked your interest that you wanted to make sure you bring it up today on Flight Sports TV? Because that's not the first time he scored 30. That's not the first time. So it must be something about that 33 that got you more excited than in the past.
Well, it's more so his role is changing now to where he's not accepting just being a catch and shoot player. You know what I'm saying? People try to put him in that situation where it's a box and he can't do anything else with the basketball. But yesterday, he took it upon himself to beat ass for the fourth quarter and hit every shot when it mattered, and basically sent the Lakers home until Steph Curry gave him a chance to almost win.
I know, yeah, they almost came back. Right, yeah.
Yeah, Steph Curry really is amazing at giving away leads.
Interesting. Well, the Golden State Warriors are trying to stay afloat.
We're about
I won't say afloat. Close. Golden State Warriors trying to stay close to Phoenix, so they couldn't drop that one. That's for sure.
I mean, it was nice to see Westbrook play well though. He actually didn't sell yesterday. I was proud of him. LeBron was the one that gave away the game that time. You know what? I don't like to take what Skip Bayless says very seriously, but it's always truth in some things. I think LeBron James runs from the free throw line in the clutch. He got fouled exactly what we needed to tie the game up and go to overtime. at the 3-point line by Steph Curry, and he missed the first free throw. That was so sick, bro. I couldn't believe it. So that might be the one knock I gotta throw at LeBron James. Awful at the free throw line. You gotta get that shit together, man.
Yep. So right now, the Golden State Warriors is at 42-15, and the Phoenix Suns is at 46-10, sitting up with the best record in the NBA right now. Do you think the Golden State Warriors has a chance to surpass the Suns and end the season with the best overall record and have home court advantage throughout the playoffs?
I don't see the Suns getting beat out for the first seed because the Suns are an amazing regular season team. They got a lot of young blood. Everybody knows their roles, and most games are going to be won in that fashion. Everybody knowing their roles and people just being young, not being hurt, and just playing basketball. That's working for them very well. And I hope that they stay the number 1 seed because if the Lakers get that 8th, that's an easy dub for us.
Exactly. There's 2 teams in the league right now, Nico, that are the surprise darling, and you can even say they're Cinderella story, and that's Chicago Bulls in the East and the Memphis Grizzlies in the West. If you was to sum up anything about the Memphis Grizzlies, what would it be?
They let John Morant take 30 shots a game.
And the game last night against the Hornets, what you think about that?
To be honest, that team plays inspired. I guess I can see the Cinderella story effect because it's not just Ja. I just always throw that out there because they allow him to they allow their ship to sink whether he's playing well or playing bad, and I respect that about them. But his team just did everything that he needed and what they needed to do to win. The Hornets, we know, are a very awful team, a poorly ran team with no identity. And then LaMelo Ball has to sit there and try to bail him out every game. And if he's not on, then it's a blowout. If he's on, then they're in the game.
Now, when you see the Charlotte Hornets as right now, as they're currently constructed with their new additions and their subtractions, where do you see them sitting at when the dust is settled?
Shit, it's almost still the same. All they did was brought in Montrezl and don't even let Melo play with Montrezl. We know LaMelo Ball specializes with playing with rebounders and rim runners. And Montrezl is a match made in heaven for LaMelo Ball. We'll see Montrezl get paid $80 million if they allow him to play with LaMelo Ball. That's as simple as it is for him.
That's a good take. And plus, he's cool with the family. So that's a good take.
Yeah, like Montrezl is the kind of guy that, because he's not super skilled at some things, he actually pays attention to the game of basketball. And he knows what LaMelo Ball is good at, and he's going to help him be even better by doing what he has to do.
Right. I don't know the last time he's been to L.A. I'm quite sure he probably tried to sneak down the Super Bowl weekend because Montrezl Harrell is a fan favorite, one of the fan favorites out in L.A. You know, he was one of the fan favorites from the Clippers, as Alex Caruso was for the Lakers. You know, him and Lou Williams. I was getting ready to call him Lamborghini Lou, but they kind of changed his name over to Lemon Pepper Lou. Yeah, so he's not Lamborghini Lou no more. He's Lemon Pepper Lou. So you know what I'm saying.
I mean, realistically, I do want to comment because, you know, he was a Laker too. He would have had a bigger role for the Lakers if we could have some guys that just want to knock down some fucking shots. But since we don't have nobody to knock down shots, you couldn't play Montrezl because he's just clogging up the paint for LeBron, who wants to always get to the hole.
Right. Yep, that's a good take. Because they you know what I'm saying, they loved him when he went over to the Lakers. They was like, "Ooh, this is what we need, is a hustle man." You know what I'm saying? And can get you 15 points a game and 10 rebounds. Yeah, that's what we needed. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out. Unfortunately, he was part of that trade package that sent Kyle Kuzma and Caldwell Pope over to the Washington Wizards. And then while he was with Washington, we seen Washington bottom out. So I think they didn't want to pay Montrezl Harrell, so they went on and, you know, shipped him over to the Hornets. And I think he right there can find a home because he's from North Carolina. He's right at home now. in his backyard. So he's a hometown favorite, and now he can get to a team where he can showcase his skills and his grit and his grind to try to bring his hometown team to relevancy into the playoffs. And hopefully they can at least get to the second round. That'll be a win-win for Charlotte if they can get to the second round. Anybody disagree?
No, I like Trez. You know, I've been holding on the video for Montrez, but like I said, he's gonna pay dividends with him, man. I say big time pickup, and like I said, I give a sneak preview. Like he got the makeup that the whole Hornets team and organization need to start to embody, that toughness. You know, I'm telling you, it's gonna take them a long way. And he can be that small ball five. You know, you get tired of Plumlee, he can hold it down for you. Like he really take pride in making sure don't nothing go down in the paint. You know, you need people like that.
Flight, what about this right here? Oh, I'm sorry, Nico. Hold on one second. Flight, what about this right here? LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, Montrezl Harrell, and PJ Washington on the floor at one time.
Crazy.
Will that make sense to you, Rico? I mean, Nico?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if Terry Rozier wasn't a bum, you know? Like, the
Why
thing
you
is,
keep calling good players bums, man? Everybody can't beat Klay Thompson.
Well, the thing is, that's the standard these days. Somebody because Klay Thompson don't have to always give you 30. Sometimes he'll give you a cool 15, play some defense, and make the right pass. Terry Rozier don't have that in him, and he's 6'1". I seen him take a contested three in the corner. I don't know if it was a game or 2 games ago, and he had time on the clock still. And I was thinking to myself, like, what kind of, I don't know how his irrational confidence. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. He kind of give me Swaggy P vibes. Swaggy P nice.
Terry Rozier is a very good addition to the Charlotte Hornets. He might be overpaid though, but he's a very good addition to Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball because when they made that run last night, he was very integral part of making that run. Him and LaMelo Ball, that shooting was crazy. Terry couldn't miss.
Well, and that's the thing. He will take those shots even if he's not making them. You know what I'm saying? It's cool when you're making them.
Hey, Nico, let me make a statement.
What's up, man?
See if you agree with it. Just think. All right, hey, Nico. Hey, look here. Just think. If Lonzo had a jumper like Klay Thompson or was shooting that kind of percentage like Klay Thompson, he'll be better than Klay Thompson, won't he? Because he played defense and he do all that. And he got a pass. He do all with the passing and everything. Klay Thompson don't be doing all that stuff. He do a little bit more extra than Klay Thompson. So that may make him better. All Lonzo got to do is work on that field goal percentage on the 3-pointers, huh? And that ain't nothing. What do you think, Nico? He'll be greater, won't he?
I mean, Alonzo nice.
That's the standard you holding everybody else to. That's the standard you holding everybody else. You holding Klay Thompson to everybody else to Klay Thompson's standard. But I'm just saying, just think if Lonzo just raised that shoot percentage up, and that ain't jack. Just think how he raised it up already. Look how it don't take much to be better than Klay Thompson.
Yeah, if Lonzo would score at all 3 levels, he would already be on that level right now. Lonzo Ball literally has everything in his game to be a top 5 player, top 5 point guard right now. And the thing is, I don't know what it is about the Bulls organization. They got him thinking that all he got to do is come and play defense, but he got a mid-range. He can get to the hole. He can shoot threes, but as long as they keep him as just a 3-point shooter, he's not comparable to Klay because Klay going to get you a bucket however you want it. And like I seen yesterday, he took over in the 4th quarter. That's something I need to see from Lonzo Ball. That's what I miss seeing. I ain't seen Lonzo take over a 4th quarter in a very long time. That shit is depressing. Lonzo used to be the king of the 4th quarter. Give him the ball, let him bring you home.
Right. Get out the way.
Yeah.
And be ready.
Nico, I noticed in the NBA, right? It's like adapt. You got to adapt. In the NBA, you got to, if your game don't adapt, you really stay stuck at where you at. Because I noticed that with Watson and Dexter made a comment about how the players are going to. A lot of players are going to like LeBron James. He ain't going to the basket because he want to go away from getting that foul call because he don't want to go to the free throw line. A lot of players do that. It's hard to adapt in the NBA, especially when they paying you so much money. That's why I'll be feeling sorry for a lot of these players, Nico. I feel sorry for the dude out there, the two dudes that was out there in Charlotte. That Ish Smith, I feel sorry for him because he got a good game and they don't want to keep him because this game, he don't cause a lot of problems. He don't make a lot of noise in the organization. So they feel as though he's expendable. He looked good, so he's expendable. He can go on to others like they did Beyond Bay. Like they did back Beyond Bay too. He's expendable, so he can go on to other places. He'll make a lot of noise. I feel sorry for them type of players. I don't feel sorry for the rest of the bubs in the NBA, Nico. You understand me, Nico? I don't feel sorry for them at all.
But see, Ish Smith was expendable because Uncle Vern, Ish Smith was expendable because they trying to bring up James Bouknight. You know what I mean? They drafted him. He was their first draft this season, and they need to start acclimating him into the Charlotte Hornet offense.
He had to choke the coach. He had to choke the coach in order to get that.
I'm about to say, Dex, you saying that that trade went through after he almost got swung on?
Dex,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this guy some playing time. This dude right here from the Bronx. And you know he speaks Spanish.
Hey.
You know Bouknight speaks Spanish, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know he speaks Spanish, so I'm quite sure he talked to Borrego in Spanish a little bit. You know what I mean? It might be Spanglish. I think Borrego speaks fluent Spanish. I think Bouknight speaks Spanglish.
Hey, Borrego is a
know them bad
speaker.
Words.
He's not very familiar with with American men, you know what I'm saying? Other than on the basketball court, he gonna have to learn. It ain't all peachy out here.
No, Borrego got turned out when he started working with Pop. That's what got him.
Yeah.
He know.
Yeah.
The man is from New Mexico, Albuquerque, matter of fact. You follow what I'm saying? He's very familiar with African Americans and Native Americans. In Albuquerque, all them people kind of get along up there.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? You got Crips and Bloods up in Albuquerque that's Native American and Mexican. Wait a minute, you a Native American, man? What you talking about? What you doing supporting this rag? You know what I'm saying? Albuquerque is kind of it's unusual town, man. You know.
Yeah.
So I know he's familiar with the culture. Now he might have sold the culture out. I don't know when he got to San Antonio because you already know San Antonio's like the Atlanta version for Mexicans. So hey, I don't know, but yeah, he's very familiar. You know what I'm saying? I think didn't he go to college at San Diego State? James Borrego? I think he's an Aztec.
Somebody said that earlier. Somebody said that he was there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot who he played. He played with somebody over there too. Who the hell did James Borrego play at San Diego State?
Hey, Mark Harden, yes, easy win over the Suns. We have Anthony Davis and we have LeBron James. I don't think we give it enough credit, but Anthony Davis will beat the fuck out of DeAndre Ayton. We're going to have to stop playing with AD, man. That dude is generational, bro. I understand he might not be able to go at Giannis, but Giannis a different problem. We seen what Giannis did to Ayton, 50 and 14. You know what I'm saying? But AD is part of that cloth. Giannis just happens to be a freak. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that that's probably one of the most accurate names. Well, not accurate because the nigga's Nigerian, but you know, I would just say he really is a freak of nature, man. Built like a door, 6'11", can jump out the gym, don't get tired. That's created character in real life. So we can't really compare him to AD, but somebody like Ayton, that's not Giannis, come on now, he getting the business. All game. Like he did last year. AD put 40 on us. Stop acting like that didn't happen. And we won. And it's going to happen again. But if we play the Lakers, I'm going to say the Warriors, that's different, though. I really don't see Klay Thompson losing. I think he refuses to let Steph Curry lose him in games in the playoffs this year. And Klay Thompson will be the Finals MVP. And we're gonna start comparing him to bums like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And other players too that I will not name right now. Hey, Mark Harden, come on now. AD is coasting right now. We know every game that AD touches the floor, somebody pokes him in the eye, he get punched in the back, knees get wobbled. It's always something. So AD just got to get to the playoffs. So don't expect too much from him right now. We're going to put all the weight on Westbrook back and LeBron. But he's got to get AD to the finish line so he really could work. Well, damn, where everybody go? My bad.
Oh, James Borrego played with Bill Walton's son. That's what you know that.
Oh, hey, I would have monologued. I wouldn't mind, but James Borrego did what? I asked somebody
played with
I know
Bill
nothing
Walton's
about.
son.
You said his son?
Bill Walton.
Yeah,
You know the basketball player Bill Walton played with his son.
Yeah, but you saying his son?
Yeah.
I
Which one of
respect
them?
it.
Chris Walton, the oldest one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Only, what's his name? Luke Walton excelled. The other ones, they were just so-so.
Okay, I ain't gonna front. I didn't know he had other ones.
Oh yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Luke, Brett Walton, Luke Walton, Brett Walton, and some other Walton. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He tried to do the LeVar Ball thing.
LeVar thing, exactly.
Yeah, he got
exactly.
4 of them. That's crazy. I was just not
Yeah,
seeing that.
exactly.
Hey, Dex, we great, ain't we?
Yeah, we know a little history.
Back to you, Nico.
Because we didn't need Google back then. All we gotta do is memory recall. We might know it, not get it all right, but we'll be in that ballpark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, these dudes old.
He hit the track. That's called hitting the trifecta. So you got to hit the trifecta. Michael Jordan tried to hit the trifecta, except for he had 2 boys and a girl. He didn't get it
This
right.
girl doing well though. This girl doing good right now.
LeVar got it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think she the head of Jumpman. She's like the CEO of Jumpman or some shit like that.
Yeah, she do.
She got plenty of money.
Yeah, she do the designs and stuff like that too. Right, bro, man, I'm telling you, boy. Yep, you right, Dex. But yeah, LeVar hit it, man. And then turned around and made it a business. Yep.
But when he makes it a business, it's a problem. But I ain't gonna.
We acting like Klay Thompson. I got a brother in MLB. Hey, Michael Thompson Jr. was in the NBA for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He was. Sure was. Yep.
But you know, everybody can't be Klay Thompson.
Right. It didn't work out.
I guess that's what people do.
But wasn't he on the Golden State Warriors? Didn't he get picked? Like, was he in like the G League or something like that?
Yeah, I think they did bring him in for the G League team for a time being.
I think I remember that.
He most recently played for the Big 3.
He played in Big 3 or what? Some team. I don't remember.
Hey, Nico. That go right back to what I was.
Oh, give me a second. I gotta reload. Somebody called.
Okay. You there, Nico? Okay, you gotta go. Yeah, but that was like I was saying before. It ain't gonna take much, man, for the people to catch on in the NBA, man, for real. All they have to do is stick with their game. A lot of people give up on their game. They don't work.
Right. They give up. Yeah.
I guess they got it.
Because sometimes be pressure, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story in high school.
Already know.
Now listen. In high school, okay, I was a standout in before high school. Let me take it before high school. In Little League, I was a standout in baseball. Right? Now my brother was better than me in baseball, but I ended up being a standout in baseball because his mind was distracted on other things. You know, he wanted to gangbang half the time, run the street a little bit, at a young age. And all I knew was just play baseball.
Right.
So he was better than me, but he fizzled out, right? So I became a standout in my little league part. We won a championship. You know, we did the tour thing and blah blah this and blah blah that. Going in, and then I was going into Beirut, which is the highest form of a non-high school baseball player. Beirut, because you got Pony, you got Major League, you got senior majors, and then you got Beirut. He didn't make Beirut. Threw him all the way off. I made it, and I made it Beirut as a freshman. Excuse me, not a freshman, as a 13-year-old, right? So I made Beirut as a 13-year-old. He couldn't make Beirut as a 15-year-old. So threw him all the way off, got him off his thing. He was full-fledged game banger and everything else. Okay, we get into high school, right? Now, we still love baseball now. So he's on the high school baseball team. And he was like, Dex, you need to come out for the high school baseball team because we got some slots open. Because I was kind of getting into girls at the time, so I was kind of drifting away from baseball and being more into football, right? That's what it was trending. So I went and tried out for the high school baseball team as a freshman, made the team. Come to find out, when I made the team, and then now I'm getting into the actual team. Like in high school, you make the team, then they decide if you're gonna be varsity or junior varsity. They put me on varsity, but when they put me on varsity, come to find out, I was better than the second baseman. I was already there. But remember, now I'm a freshman. I'm 14 years old, and he's 16 years old or 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But they would not let me take his position because he was a senior. It was like a unconstitutional law that a freshman cannot take a senior's spot unless that freshman just had to be, you know, some total standout, all the newspapers and all that. But I wasn't to that degree. So the politics in sports can sometimes detour you from completing your mission. And that's what I let happen to me. So I played one more year in high school. Then I said, forget that, man, because there's going to always be a senior in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And then I end up just stopped playing baseball, which I probably shouldn't have. I should have just tucked it out, waited my turn, because those were the politics of the day. But I kept seeing that I'm better than the person in front of me, but yet I'm always, you know, riding the pine. And when it's come time to like put a runner in scoring position, then they sub me in so I can steal first to second and second to third. And I wasn't thinking team player, you know what I mean? I was kind of thinking individually. And it threw me all the way off of my my career probably playing baseball, because I was a hell of a baseball player.
Okay, I heard. How long you play? You play baseball? What, to your senior year?
No, I played baseball all the way to my sophomore year, and then when I became a junior in high school, I didn't play baseball no more. That's when I would start focusing on. You know, I was more into football than basketball.
Okay.
Because I said, because I started thinking like, oh, baseball, white man sport. You know what I'm saying? This is how I was thinking. Baseball, white man sport. Every time that it's time for me to come up, some other white guys taking my position at second base. Because the reason why, because our shortstop was outstanding. He was a brother named Kenneth Crocker. Man, that dude was outstanding. He ended up getting a scholarship to Nebraska. But so no white boy can take his spot at shortstop. So they'll always put the next good white boy who could play shortstop at second base, and they will always put him over me. And then that, because I was a freshman and junior, and then once I became they kept telling me next year Dexter is yours. But that's when I was going to be a junior in high school, and I wasn't waiting because I was already excelling playing football. So forget baseball. You know what I'm saying? I'm already starting playing football.
Right.
So I ain't finna go over there and sit play no baseball. But in my mind, I was a standout because I believed the press clippings. You follow what I'm saying? I honestly believe the press clippings about me and my status as a baseball player. So when I got to high school, I ran into that brick wall, and I had a reality check, and I didn't adjust well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I did the same thing growing up too, as playing sports like that. Figured out fast which ones I was good at and which ones I wasn't good at. Baseball and football were two of the ones I figured out real fast. I wasn't good at them. I didn't want to be good at them neither. Yeah.
So that's I was using
Baseball
that
got
basically
me
to relate to the is that
Go ahead.
right? Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
using
said
that
the
related to
baseball ain't got.
Bill Walton's son
Okay, there you go.
and
Yeah, I
Michael
understand.
Thompson's son. Because sometimes, you know, you read your press clip, it's like, I'm good, my dad is this, my dad is that. But you get somewhere and you get stonewalled, and if you don't handle it well, then that can just be the end of your career. And that's probably what happened with maybe some of Bill Walton's son. Maybe Luke Walton might not have been his best son playing basketball, but Luke Walton had the best attitude to endure, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with Michael Thompson's son, Michael Thompson Jr. Maybe he thought he was next in line because he was all that, had jumping ability, it could dunk. What's his name? What's Thompson's name? The one to play for the Warriors.
Who was that?
I'm brain locked right now. Michael Thompson.
Michael
His
Thompson,
son.
yeah, his father. Yeah.
Clay. Damn, we all forgot. Yeah, Clay.
Yeah.
So Clay might have had the right attitude, and you know, and seeing what his brother went through, and endure, and look where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that happens. The big brother might be the better brother, but if you don't have the right attitude, then the little brother comes up and passes. So, yep, exactly. That's how it
That's the way it
happens sometimes.
seems anyway.
So when we go back to the Chicago Bulls and the things that they're doing right now, it seems like, remember I talked about their portal for Chicago back early in the season when Lonzo first signed, how that portal has opened up for Chicago and a pathway for them to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, I had no idea that it will happen this way. You know, I thought the Chicago Bulls was just going to roar through, you know, and dominate. But that's not the case. But still, the Chicago Bulls is sitting in a Goldilocks position. Long as they stay in that Goldilocks zone, 1, 2, 3. Their destiny still relevant and could be attained to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. They cannot go out of that Goldilocks zone.
Right.
They have to have home court at least for the first 2 rounds. And then after that, they have to punch a chance. But Charlotte's too far down, though. They're not going to make up that much ground.
I'm talking about as far as Charlotte making it to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, they definitely have a chance to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hell, they only have who's ahead of them? Atlanta, right? Atlanta's ahead of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Who else ahead of Charlotte? Brooklyn. Brooklyn's only ahead of Charlotte. What? 2 games on the losing column? And then you got Boston ahead of Charlotte. So you got Brooklyn, Boston, Toronto. Toronto looks like they might be a fixture at that number 6 seed. Toronto might even go all the way up to 5.
Yeah.
So the people they have to battle against, so Charlotte has to battle against Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Boston. And I think Brooklyn is not really worried. You know what I mean? I think they have a strong enough team. If Ben Simmons can come back, they will be very strong. Even with the addition to Seth Curry and Drummond. And if Ben Simmons don't come back, you still got Joe Harris is hanging in the wings. So I don't think Brooklyn's really worried. I think they're confident enough or even cocky enough that they can beat and win from a road team perspective and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that's okay with me. I don't have a problem with that. Only thing I want Chicago to dodge is Miami and the 76ers. If they can dodge those 2 teams, because there's something about those 2 teams, when they look at Miami and look at the 76ers, they start shitting their pants. So if they can avoid Miami or 76ers, the Chicago Bulls have a puncher's chance if they stay in that Goldilocks zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. If they can stay in that life zone right there, because that's what's going to give them life. Anything outside that zone is going to be a death blow to Chicago.
That's a big fact. Man, you want to get ready for the Super Bowl?
Yes, sir, Flight.
Yeah, let's get out of here, man. Everybody hit that like button, and if you're new, most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV, man. Have a good Super Bowl, man. We out.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.